What's up, people? You are now tuned into episode 39 of the Lyrical Fix Podcast with
39
your
in this
host,
bitch.
39. My name is Kid Pro.
And my name is Sade.
Yeah, you already know what the fuck is good. The bestie's back at it again, and definitely got to talk about some of the stuff going on in the world today, especially this week. It's a crazy time that we're going through. I've talked to a couple other artists as well in group chats, DMs, and just to hear how everybody's handling this thing is heartbreaking.
Yeah,
It's
is.
just a lot of ugly shit going on right now.
But next episode, we'll get more into it. This episode is already jam-packed with our two guests.
Yeah.
So,
it is. We're definitely going to have the right conversation. And we pretty much did talk about it already in the interview, so we're going to save that talk right now. We went into we kind of deep dived into it. But as far as going through the regular stuff, well, actually, let's get through the pleasantries, the formal stuff. You can catch Lyrical Fix Pod at the Lyrical Fix Pod on IG. You can catch each and every episode, all 39 episodes, on Anchor, Audio Mac, Apple, Spotify, as well as YouTube. We got plenty of clips coming up. Make sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, leave great ratings, all that good stuff. Keep us hot out on these podcast streets. My week, real quick. It was Memorial Day weekend. I'm a homeowner. I take pride in taking care of my crib, and it was time to mow the lawn. Grass was getting high. My shit looking like a jungle. My shit wasn't starting. I had last season's gas in my shit. YouTube said you can't have that. I took apart the fucking thing, tried to clean the carburetor, blah, blah, blah. Shit still didn't work. I was so mad, and I didn't eat any barbecue. I didn't drink any beer. I stayed in my fucking room like a little bitch, angry that I couldn't take care of my crib.
what a fucking child.
That was some Virgo shit. No, there was some Virgo shit. I realize that now. But so Tuesday, I look on the app. I hired local. Nice Latino fellow came through, took care of the issue for me. Shout out to Al. Shout out to Al. I don't want to say his real name. He said Al with the Spanish accent. What's your name, bro? Al. My name is Al. All right, Al. You think, brother. And got it done. Lickety split. Shout out to him. And I'm good now. And it feels nice, man. It's like when your lawn gets a cut, it's like when you get a haircut. You just feel nice. You're just in a good mood. And
I'm a peasant, so I wouldn't know anything about that.
Let's not go there. You're such a peasant, but you got a whole people coming through and cleaning your shit every time. So
yeah, hired by the complex. So,
but that was it. Other than that, everybody's cool. Still in quarantine somewhat. Obviously, we got to hang out and do an episode together. But other than that, just been in the crib, catching up on stuff, watching movies, Netflix. Finished Money Heist. That was dope.
Yeah, I love
about to finish up Ozark. Uncut Gems. We will not talk about that now, but we will very soon because that was a dope fucking movie. I need you to see it so we can talk about it.
Adam Sandler. I'll see you for next episode.
Boy, Adam Sandler, boy. Yeah. I heard such a polarizing movie. You either liked it or you hated it. And I will leave my judgment at that. I'm not going to say too much, but I was impressed.
I'm trying to think if I've really heard any. I mean, I've heard about it. I heard mostly good things about it, but I'll definitely check it out. We'll talk about it next episode.
Yeah, dude ain't put out no bangers in the past 8 years. That's what was said in our group chats. But
yeah, I almost got offended because all I heard was trash, and I was like, wait, hold on, what? No, and then I went back to I talked shit, went back to finish the voice note. I was, oh yeah, okay, I can't argue that in the past 8 years. I'm like, okay. I was like, I was wrong. My bad.
We'll leave that. You know what? But whatever. We'll leave it till you watch it, and then we'll go into it. But
yeah, no, we'll talk about that. It's been pretty chill. Besides me fucking up the one job I have yesterday, it was nice to see you though. I got my hug, so it's all good.
We're doing this episode in Quentin Tarantino style, where the end was recorded first, and then the beginning's actually done at the end. So this is a unique one.
Yeah, I had one fucking job, and I fucked up. We are in the same location, but have two separate. Has some technical issues.
Yeah, and because of it's like I'm already at home. It's like I'm home already with you. Coming off the great episode we had last week, and we were so excited, so hyped to be finally seeing each other again.
Yeah,
and we can't
and
even.
I hear you here and just
I hear you.
3 feet away. So we're gonna go right into our first guest. We are back with the chop up this week.
Hey,
Ron,
good gangsters.
what's good, brother?
Not much, man. Just chilling, man. Missed y'all.
Yo, miss you too,
Yeah.
man. Yo, apologize for the long wait, man. This is our first episode back, like us together in one spot.
Yeah.
We were trying to get everything in one room, and she's in the kitchen. I'm in the living room. Even though we're in the same house, we're on different laptops. The audio situation not working.
That's wild. Yeah.
And I'm thinking,
What can you do?
It was funny because I took a nap and everything, so I was recharged for this. I'm like, I don't got that much to do. Got an extra 20 minutes to sleep. I'm like, and then I realized when he got here, I'm like, oh shit, I got a lot to do. None of it worked. But how you been? Let's introduce him.
Let's just properly. All right, so Lyrical Fix Pod fam, we are honored, we are blessed, we are many things today because we are being blessed by the presence of one of the most versatile MCs that I know personally. This dude is not only a stand-up guy, but he's a hell of a motherfucking rapper, a hell of an artist, matter of fact. Let me not even just say rapper, MC. This guy is an artiste, if you want to even say it as much as that. He goes by the name of Ron Solemn. Man, give it up. In the motherfucker. He got the Dexter sheets in the background when he ready to murder somebody after this interview.
We're all set up and shit. Look at you.
He said a blood splatter analyst will not find shit.
Yeah, right.
But how you been, Ron?
I've been good. Just making the most of this whole quarantine situation, master planning always.
Yeah, I see you.
And
you planning?
Music, man. That's all I think about.
That's good, man. Though. Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get into right now because you and I have spoke briefly throughout this whole thing. What have you been doing to keep yourself busy, music-wise, during this whole thing?
Just thinking about what I want to make for myself coming out of this whole situation. Because I mean, starting off 2020, I was like, I'm gonna travel state to state, man, do all these shows with Ace Felly. That was the goal, like take over the country like that, like in person through shows. And Corona was like, fuck that.
Yeah, Corona shut that shit down quick.
Yeah, 2020 does not exist at this point.
For real.
Everybody's trapped in the house, so there's always a way to do something different, so I'm just trying to work with that. Just thinking about that every day. So
okay, have you been able to record music still, or you waiting until everything opens back up to do that? Or
no, sir. I mean, this is my booth section that I showed you before. Like purchased this and built it for myself, so I have everything here. I've been recording doing stuff like that.
Okay, all right, so you've been staying busy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and that's also the performance spot too.
Yes, it is. Yeah. This is like my separate little world I made, like in this house. When I want to do anything like that, and I can, put different backdrops up. Got the white up today, but anything, make it anything I want in here. So it's always in here.
Shit, nigga, all I seen is white. I didn't know you had a variety of an assortment of colors.
Yeah, man. The white's the default. I can do anything I want though. It's just tablecloths, honestly.
No, yeah, you gotta set your scene though.
You do gotta set the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I should have had that. I mean, yeah, because this whole time when I've been watching virtual open mics, I've been so critical of people. Like, you gotta have a dope background, you gotta have a lighting system, your sound system gotta be on point. Here come Ron doing The Grudge with the Dexter background, and he killed this shit. And I'm like, you know what? I've been overthinking this shit.
Yeah, man, it's not about, you gotta make the most of the situation. You know what I'm saying? I want to do more, but
you're right,
I'm like, am I doing too much? Like,
no, you did just enough. That's what I was thinking. Because I've been looking at motherfuckers that have like the fan and the LED system. Some dude had like a fancy chandelier and some shit. Yeah. I'm like, all right, you're doing too much. And then here you come and just kill the shit and just remind us that it's all about the performance. It's not about the extra bullshit.
I was trying to come through like Teddy Riley that one time, but then Ace was like, "You don't need to do all that shit."
Wait,
I know, coming all smooth and shit. Like, how? Tell me.
Yeah, like having the lights and like the microphone and like the the visuals, the instrumentation, the whole band in the back.
Bro, that's what I wanted to do too. I was like, I don't want to do no performance till I have like a live band, even though I don't use a live band, but just to have one.
But you gotta have everybody in one room.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Nah, this not worth it."
Yeah, I wanted to do it in the back, just playing bongos, not even part of my song. Just while I'm going off. I wanted some shit like that. I wanted to go all out.
See guests like see guests in the background doing the 10 and 2.
Yeah.
Y'all be playing guitars and shit.
Yeah, man. A motherfucker playing harmonica and accordion in the background. I wanted to go all out. A xylophone.
I was like, what song is this? I never heard this.
Nah, that's a new remix to Can't Stop the Rain.
All right.
Motherfuckers ain't ready.
Oh, that's great, man. Yeah, man.
Yo. No, man. We don't. But obviously, we're glad to hear from you. We want to let you know, what we do here at Lyrical Fix, as much as we want to get to know about the artists, what we don't want to do is ask you the same fucking questions that everybody else has been asking artists. Now, I haven't had the privilege of seeing any of your other interviews. I have heard your music, obviously. But what I don't want to do is ask you a bunch of bullshit like, how'd you come up with your name? How long you been rapping?
Yeah, you know, that information's already out there.
Like, it's out there. Like,
I'm with whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I like someone that's with whatever. All right, so let's get right to it. Do you remember when I had a conversation with you at the greenhouse?
There have been many, yes.
Do you remember what the conversation was about?
Was it about the different types of songs that I make, or like the songs we're remembered for type shit? Or...
Yes. Okay. The bullshit with that. And there's a funny story to that. I think I'll tell the story first and then we'll get to that shit. So that night when we were having that conversation, what you need to know is that I was literally 2 seconds away from throwing up on your bow tie. I was drunk and I had just had a double shot of Tully at the greenhouse. And the person that served me the shot, which I won't say the name, failed to tell me that it was a double shot. So I chugged that shit thinking it was one little incy bit. Bro, I was not ready. And then I sit down and I'm talking to you and you're bearing your soul to me. You're being honest as possible. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, in my head, I'm like,
I just found this out today, by the way.
Please don't let me throw up on this one.
He told me this when he got here, and I'm like, oh, I need to know about the conversation, but it was just fucking great because he was shot that night too.
And then I don't know what happened, but I ended up outside. Someone handed me a cigarette. For some reason, I said yes. I'm leaning on the wall, my hands on my knees, just like I just ran a mile.
Yeah, right.
I didn't smoke the cigarette. It just burnt up. It's like halfway done. I didn't ash it. It was a terrible time for me.
Mind you, we had this whole conversation outside, and he's just like,
yeah,
just like.
I was in no mood, dude.
I had no idea. You played that off crazy.
I played off crazy, bro. I had to with you. I did not want to. I felt like if I'd done anything else, I would have just blew chunks all over you. Pause.
Oh God.
Oh God, that would have been a terrible night,
bro. It would have been terrible, bro. I didn't want to throw up nobody's bow tie.
But to the conversation, though, I want to hear about that one.
But to the conversation, man, what we were talking about was one of the songs that you're mostly known for, which I hate to say mostly known for because you have so many fucking joints. One of the ones that I hear people always like wanting you to perform is your song "Hate."
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now, me being a fan of your music, you don't have a lot of songs that sound like hate.
That's true. I don't.
You're a more thought out person. You're more lyrical. You care about the art and the instrumentation of the song. You're not just go off for some hype shit.
Thanks.
So I think the question I asked you is, how do you move around that when people are seeing you? Because I've seen you in the virtual open mic and motherfuckers were hearing your songs and they loved them, but niggas was like, nah, I want to hear hate though.
Yeah.
How do you maneuver around that? Because hearing that pisses me off.
Right. Like I was telling you in the greenhouse, man, like that's one of those things where I pull it out at all the shows because I know like the power it has with like live audiences. And even when I was making that whole project and thinking about like that song, it was emotion based, and like I know how to play to like people's emotions, like different with like what they want to hear. So there's a place for each type of song. So I needed a song like Hate on the project, man. And I knew the effect that it would have. I also knew like the downside of that, which is all these people hear this song and they're just like, oh yeah, another turn up, rap track at all these shows we do and like booting in all those different places. And one of the things with that is I feel like sometimes the crowd, like when they hear the words, they're like, oh, like this is some ignorance. And I'm just like, if you knew the context of like the whole album and like where it fits into the storyline, like then it would be like, oh, okay, I get why this song is here. And just in general, I don't want to be known for that song only because it's like I feel like it's a bad look. Because my music, for the most part, is in the complete opposite direction, and
Exactly.
it's never just to be ignorant and like make some turn up shit. So
it's one of those surface songs, but it does play with the crowd because most crowds want to hear and casual fans want to hear that kind of surface song. But then you have like the music people who are just like, that's all you got? That's all you got? So when you perform that song, do you try to do it where you can follow up with like one of your songs that you feel passionate about that's not kind of like a surface song? Or do you like say if you go to a venue and they only give you one song, are you gonna pick that one?
Most likely not. I'm really I try to be as strategic as possible with everything that I do. So every show I think of, like a gimmick or a theme that I want to carry to that, the type of energy I'm bringing to it. And if we're doing a show and I know the lineup is like all rappers, like I'm definitely not doing Hate, like at least not first or anything like that. That's why I play off the roster. And then like if everybody's going this way, I want to go that other way and then balance it out like that. So I just think everything out and play it by ear type. So
that's good. See, a lot of people don't do that. Well, I mean, I guess some people do that. Like I'm not gonna knock all the artists that, like I'm sure they think everything out. But I've had, and I'm not talking shit, but I've had so many people that be like, oh these people, oh they're here too. Oh no, I gotta change my song.
Right.
If you're gonna think that way, then you should have just paid attention to who was gonna be at the show then.
Yeah, and then you don't have confidence in your own shit too.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, like I pay attention definitely to the lineup before I get in the building. It's not like so I'm not gonna go to a show and then be like trying to change my set list in person like once it started. But if I get as much information I can about like who's already there, and then I try to work around that and just play to be in.
Word. I do that similar. Like I just survey the room and I like figure out what shit I'm gonna say when I come up on stage.
Facts.
Like I'll do that. Yeah. Like I'll observe. I'll like shout out the artist, or if there's something particular I seen, Like I've always got jokes if it's like a bunch of dudes and no girls. Just the regular default sausage party jokes always work. Little shit like that, man. Anything to keep the fucking read your crowd and shit. I feel you on that.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so with that song,
I noticed when you do stuff like that.
Yeah, man. Look, it's just what I do. I try to think of something on the spot, and then it usually works. So I have fun with it. But you know what? Going back to what you were saying, the reason why it pisses me off so much is because I was at a show, and I won't name the show, obviously, just for we don't want to be those type of people. But this dude was hyping you up like crazy, saying that you was gonna be from front to back. Energy. Everybody better get the fuck up, start moshing. And
I know
you start with Plie. And you start with the plie track.
Right.
Had everybody in there confused as fuck. And that was that dude's fault. Because I know what you're capable of. I'm like, yo, give the man, everybody was talking about, yo, give the man a chance. He's going to turn up.
I was there.
No, you weren't there.
Oh,
you
okay. I'm like,
I was there, and I was mad. I'm like, yo, don't introduce the man like that. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Don't introduce the man like that. Like,
okay.
The dude just went. He went too strong with the intro. It was appreciated, and all that shit. But it's just like sometimes just let the artists prove themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like the same dude that says, "Coming up to the stage, he's a lyrical god." All MCs cower before him. His name is Kid Pro. Like, nah, nigga, just I'm from Jersey. Like, I'm here to rap. Cool, Kid Pro.
Yeah.
No,
Don't do all the extra shit.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about with that one. Yeah, that show in general was weird. It's like hit or miss with the crowd sometimes at Boonton, I feel like.
It is, bro. I'm always the oldest and shortest nigga there. It's a weird thing for me. I never liked that shit. I gotta look up all you young niggas. What the fuck is that? It's oxymoron.
Nah, that's all good. But you go up there and you body the stage, bro. Like,
I do.
You rap.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said like that.
Wait, I haven't seen you in so long, Ron. Are you taller than Pro?
How tall are you, Ron?
I'm like 5'9".
Yeah, we're the same height.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't really remember. I mean, like, distinctly, like, okay, guess is fucking tall as shit. Saint. Okay, yeah. All right, that makes sense. But anyway, I know it's been so long. I missed everybody.
Guess is much taller now with the man bun. I added like 3 inches.
Is he rocking the man?
No, he got to get his haircut. Neither here nor there.
Staying in performances, you like, we know that you think everything through. You're very like intricate with the moves you make, like musically, and even when you perform live. I wanted to know the history. I mean, not really the history, but like how you came up with the say the word.
Ventriloquist?
Yeah, thank you. I'm shocked today.
So, I mean, that's just kind of like I've always been intrigued by that whole type of thing. I can't explain it honestly, but just since I started making music, just like those old creepy vintage photos of like the ventriloquist and then like the dolls, like I something about that speaks to me, and I just felt like I could incorporate that because standing out was always the goal anyway. And I was just like, well,
but you don't want to be too gimmicky, but you want something to be kind of unique about. I get you.
Exactly. And like I wanted to use like the music was therapy for me, like I was saying, like when I started out. So if I could use the music as a vessel to like spread messages. So I was like, in that sense, technically I am the ventriloquist doll, like the puppet.
You're the vessel, yeah. I like that.
Yeah, and then like I guess society's problems is like the one with the strings, like, and I'm just acting that out. So I put that together, and then it fit me, so I just kept that.
Yeah.
See, when you put it like that, he's so much more than just hate.
Yeah, right.
A motherfucker just does hate wouldn't do that at all. Wouldn't be a ventriloquist.
Right.
What I'm talking about, man. Yo, we are so misrepresented out here.
For real. I can't wait to see Magneto live.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be fire. That's gonna be a good one. Yeah.
I was just bumping that up here. Bro, if that happens and if you perform it the same way that the actual song is, I'm gonna grab that mic and I'm gonna freestyle for the first minute you come in.
Oh,
the whole first minute is just y'all going, yo. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be there building it up. I'm gonna warm it up, and then you come in and do your thing.
Kid Pro on the remix.
Finish strong with Ace. Yeah, son. Right when the beat drop, nigga, I'm there.
I'm with that.
No, Ace will hand you the mic too. He'd be like, "I'm not a rapper," and just hand you the mic. Be like, "Oh wait, I got a verse."
True. No, Ace is very inclusive. I appreciate the hell out of Ace for that.
Yeah, man, he's like the most.
I love Ace.
I'm not a rapper on earth, man.
I'm so tired. So tired of that shit. Yeah. was it the last time I was at the greenhouse? Yeah, you were there. When Ace was there, he's like, what? Remember, like Villa was like, oh, like he just started random fucking freestyle.
Yeah.
And Ace is like, are we ordering food or not? He's like, no, you gotta drop some bars. He's like, I'm not a rapper, and I just like, I was sitting on the floor looking at him like, if you don't fucking rap right now, like come on, you got bars.
I missed out on that, unfortunately, that night.
Oh, that was amazing. That was good.
Yeah, he definitely raps, and he been doing this longer than me by a lot. So.
You know his shit, man. Please, I can't.
Now, how long have you known Ace for?
We went to high school together. I didn't really know him then. He was like a senior. I was a freshman. But even back then, he was doing music. I had no intention of doing music till I got out, and then I just hit him up one day, and it just clicked. I don't know.
And that's it. It's been like that.
Yeah, he was just like, he was mad surprised when I started hitting him up. Like, it was just years of mutual support. Because, you know, like, people post links on Facebook and stuff, and it's like, oh, check this out, and nobody clicks on it. But I was always that one dude that'd be like,
let me check it out.
Share it, like, and he would do that for me. And then one day we met up, and then he was just like, I'm really surprised that you do this, because, like, you were mad quiet in high school. I'm like, yeah, like, I'm surprised I'm here. So it just came together like that.
That's what's up. All right, so let me get into that then, because I also was like a quiet dude in high school as well. What made you want to get out of your shell and start doing music, besides it being therapy for you?
I guess you know that feeling when, like, you have like visions of what you could be type shit in your head, or just like when you're listening to other people's music and then you picture yourself in the music video, like as an artist, you come up with ideas for the song and shit. Like that's what it was for me. I was like, I know I could do this, and then I was like, it is therapy, and then just something just made me, just threw me out there. I just kept doing it, like.
And then went from there.
Then, I mean, mad people in college wanted to make music too. I started around 2013. That was when like the I want to be a rapper thing kind of took over society. So everybody in college was rapping, and that kind of like got me involved with them because they were all trying to make it. So I was like, oh, this is a thing.
Now, did you already have your style figured out at that time during college? Or you still just experimenting with different stuff?
Not at all, man. I was a completely anxious singer in college, man, for like majority of the years. And even though I hated going on stage, for some reason I kept doing it. Like, and I still can't explain that to this day, like why. It's just like anger, I guess. Like, I'm mad as fuck that I did bad, but I have to go back.
Okay.
Like redeeming yourself, you kept feeling like, no, I got to do this. I got to do it. Like, fuck, I don't want to do it, but I got to redeem myself, kind of thing.
Yes, I'm like, I'm tired of feeling like I did bad. I know I could do better. Just kept doing that.
Yep. I've been there.
And I was singing that whole time, and then I decided to try the rap in the 2016, and then started liking doing that too. So.
Okay, now you're saying you were singing, like we talking about R&B, we talking about straight rap singing. What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Marvin Gaye, Leon Bridges, acapella with no music type. Yeah.
Oh, shit, some Leon Bridges.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know, like playing the backing track never was working for me. Like, I was off time live and stuff. So I was just like, I'll just sing this with no music. And it would be like dead silent in like rooms, like 100 people, like just singing, and everybody be like listening in. And it was crazy. Like, I was about to die, like just from nervousness, but I loved it too. But that's how I started out, man, like just doing stuff like that. And
yeah, it's like that rush of adrenaline. You're just and the butterflies, like all a mix of everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And the one time Sway came to the school from Sway in the Morning. He came through, And I was like, this was like 2016. I was like, this is my chance, man. I'd like chased him outside, like, just let me sing for you right quick. I almost died that time too. That was crazy.
What do you end up saying? Do you sang a couple bars for him?
Yeah, I sang a song for him, and but I was definitely nervous. Then and he was like, "You have a good voice, but you need like some vocal training." He said it to me then, and I was like, he was like, "Keep at it," and I was like, I was crushed that day, bro. I was like, oh my god, like I thought I was about to get out of here that day, but he was right. Like I needed to go through all this, even now. It's all for a reason. So
Hell yeah, you gotta appreciate that shit, man. He kept it real with you.
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that I, chased him down and did that. A lot of people wouldn't even.
Yeah,
try
you
to
still
do
had
it.
like the courage to do it. And even with, I think like even people with like the powerhouse voices, everybody needs vocal training in that
Right.
sense. And then rappers, it's like breath control, and I mean, and as performers, you need to know your timing and all that good stuff. So don't
Yeah,
always,
everybody needs direction.
yeah. And I think some people get offended by that, but
Yes.
it's perfecting your craft in the same sense, so it's kind of needed.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Practice definitely is a big part of all this, and I used to be one of those people that thought that it was either natural talent, like you had it or you don't type thing.
Right.
Mm.
Especially when I first started rapping, like you said, with the breath control, I was like out of breath after a few words, and I was just like, oh my god! But like over time, it just builds and builds. So with everything, you just got to keep practicing.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, practice makes perfect. All right, so so you've had some pretty bad experiences, I take it?
Definitely, man. I've been on stage, man. One time was like a show right before Christmas. It was like a fundraiser. I sang on stage like 3 songs. I was trying to sing Sam Smith. He was big at the time. I was trying to sing some shit from him. My voice was cracking, and I could just see the faces like in the crowd. Like some people wanted to laugh, and like some other people felt embarrassed for me. I was just like, oh my god. And then like, you go back to your friend group and they'll be like, good job, but then they'll also be laughing like, yeah, your voice cracked mad hard. I felt terrible that day. Like, so I went through some bad times, but they all molded me, so I don't regret them now, like looking back.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
I think
it's not as bad as compared to Pro. A janitor kicked him off his first
No.
performance ever. So.
yeah, I didn't know you were going right there like that. I didn't know you was doing
What?
that.
I mean, it happened.
It happened, but I
You
didn't know you was
shouldn't
gonna
have.
just say it so
You shouldn't.
nonchalantly.
You shouldn't have shared the story with me then.
Motherfucker. Man, look, man, one of my first performances was a girls volleyball tournament. We were just doing one song, and they didn't tell us it was gonna be at the end when everybody was clearing out. So there's parents getting up, clearing out. We're still rapping with the volleyball net like 2 feet in front of me. So and then we're going in, and the janitor starts sweeping behind me, and he's putting down the like wet floor
Oh,
sign
oh,
as I'm performing, and people just clearing out. I'm like, man, this the worst. My first performance was the worst performance ever, but it was needed. Like it was the best thing that could have happened to me. Because like after that,
yeah,
I was just confident as shit.
that's wild, man. Like you ready to go on the Apollo after something like that?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So I know you kind of talked about like when a project is gonna happen and like all the songs will kind of make sense. Are you close to the project yet, or is it still like you still got to work out some songs?
um, you mean like as far as something new?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, right now I'm honestly not putting anything like big
Mm-hmm.
together just yet. I mean, maybe before the end of the year. But right now I have some work to do. Like that's what this whole Corona thing was kind of cool with me. Like I'm trying to build my name, like, and my brand and stuff right now. So
That's good.
getting
Yeah.
more ears on the stuff that I already have out, as opposed to like making a whole new thing. Like, as you know, in this whole music life, like, it costs a lot of money to do this type of shit too.
Yeah.
So I mean, I spent like over $1,000 on that last album, and I'm still trying to get people to listen into it. So I'm just
Right.
like, I'm not giving y'all more like till I feel like y'all put some respect on this stuff first.
Oh no, it's good. Yeah.
Word up. I was about to ask you, so does that determine whether or not you're going to be releasing full-length projects or just singles? Does that go into it because of what you spent in the past?
Not really. I mean, in terms of like an album, yes, because I feel like there's more to an album than how current rappers act. Like right now, like Future and like Baby and all, and like put out albums like every 2 months, like, and people get tired of that shit. So I try to make it like
Future had a new release and I didn't even check it out because it's like I can't. It's just too much.
And it'd be like 30 songs and they're all like the same song. So it's just like
yeah. Or that one year he had like 4. He had 2 in 1 month, and then like 2 others the same like later the year. I'm like I can't. Hendrix was like the last one I think I heard.
And people get bored of shit like that. I'd rather do like how Michael Jackson and like Prince did, not the same length of time, but you know, like it'll go like 2 or 3 years. You don't hear from they come out with an album. Everybody's eyes are locked in on that.
Yeah.
So I just try to space my stuff out in general so that people don't get oversaturated with me.
Yeah. I honestly think the 2-year gap is normal and should be followed in that sense, where it builds up enough anticipation and then it's like, okay, bam, there you go.
Right.
Yeah, because I appreciate artists like Kendrick who don't need to be on social media all the time, that can take a 2-year break, you know, and you might see little pictures of him here and there, but for the most part, he just stays quiet, keeps in his own lane, and when he drops, you know exactly what to expect, just dopeness.
Facts.
Like, you know, but then I also appreciate the other rappers who do, you know, stay active, who try to bring you other types of content. It's, I don't know, man. There's pros and cons to both.
Well,
obviously.
I think you're funny. I think I don't think did you do that intentionally? Pros and cons?
Just I don't know, good and bad. I don't know.
Sure. Okay.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
So I was thinking, I mean, it's probably. I mean, no, it's not probably. It's definitely the difference between like you can be like a music making machine, but it's, and we know plenty of them, but I think it's the difference between catering to fans versus being super intricate and being like, no, like I have this planned out. No, this has to tell a certain story. This has to fit into society at some point to kind of be a time capsule, because like Kendrick, all his albums are pretty much time capsules.
Yeah.
So, and they always like tell a story and shit like that. So I think in that sense, that's where the difference is. And then, I mean, Rihanna, we're gonna fucking wait like another 10 years for her project.
We're not getting a Rihanna album. We're not getting. She's too rich now.
Well, she just hit anniversary, so I'm like, maybe this year, maybe.
If I turn an almost billionaire from selling lingerie, you're not hearing another single from me. You might get an ad lib on somebody else's record, but I'm too busy making this money to fucking waste my time on you rap motherfuckers. That's how I'm gonna feel. let me get some money. I'm calling all you rappers some little bullshit rappers for the rest of my life. Oh, you rapping? Oh, you still rapping? Excuse me.
so bro, if you put a lingerie line out, what you naming it? I gotta hear this. I have to.
Progerect.
Oh,
Christ.
And we're back. Had to take a little break real quick. The Zoom chat, you know, the guidelines and all that stuff. Fuck Zoom, by the way. I'm so over the Zoom shit. Really.
So I recently discovered House Party since Mother's Day. Like me and my siblings are kind of spread apart. Like I have a couple on the West Coast, and then Mother's Day we did like the house party thing. Villa had mentioned it in a group chat, and I'm like, what is that? I didn't know what it was, but I don't know if you can record or not. It's
well, yeah.
Huh?
Well, I don't think you can. I've tried it. Like, I played games on there. I don't know if you can record it though.
Yeah. What about a screen record off the phone?
That might work.
True.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's how I've been doing my.
We were on it for hours, just fucking gossiping and shit. So, found out my aunt got a new boyfriend. I was just like, what? It's so disconnected with them. I was like, what? We were on this shit for hours, and then I realized I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should use this, but I can't record, so okay. But yeah, we are back.
Something to work for.
Sorry.
We are back. We went off the rails.
We sidetracked. We always do that. It's fine.
It's all right. That's what's fun about this shit. We keeping it real. All right, so we back with Ron Solemn. So Ron, you put out 3 incredible singles in the past. What I want to say, 4 months?
Yep.
Maybe a little less.
Maybe a
little less. Yeah. So we have Magneto. Okay. We have
Magneto. The Grudge.
Wait, no, Grudge was older. No, Grudge is older.
Yeah, Grudge was like February.
No way.
Yeah.
No. Chill. Why does that feel like it was?
Wait, no, you performed Grudge. I know I've seen it live.
Yep.
Like,
oh wait, my bad. Bro, I'm thinking it's November right now. That's why I was freaking out when you said February. Oh, my bad, bro.
It's not even June. It's not.
I'm beside myself. It's not even June.
Moving in the house too long.
February. No, so Grudge, Magneto, and Shawn Michaels.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what I wanted to ask was, are we seeing videos for Magneto and Shawn Michaels? And how did even though you kind of answered it before, but what was the inspiration behind the video for the Grudge?
So I want to do a video for Magneto, definitely.
Yeah, Ace has said that before. He can't wait.
Yeah, when we were, me and him were talking about it when we first started discussing that. It was like the week this whole Corona shit like popped off, and it was like, okay, never mind. So that kind of pushed us back with that, but I definitely still want to do a video for that. I had so many funny ideas for that one. The Grudge was just kind of like straightforward. Like, I just wanted to see what I could do with my cameraman guy, because he's been with me since like 2017, like just mad supportive, and he was like always like, oh, I'll do it for no charge because I like your music a lot. And I was like, you know what, if that's the case, then like, okay, like we'll be a team. That way, like we both rise together, like with that.
Yeah.
So he's always been, I still give him money like for all the effort, but it's on a pure passion for doing all this type of thing that I appreciate. So I just wanted to see what he could do, what new tricks he had, and he got real invested in it and got me a model to dress like the Grudge and his effects. And I was blown away when he showed me that. I was like, God damn! I was like,
he put in work.
It was the little things too that made a difference in the video, especially with the model.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God! Like, it was a shock to me. He brought the drone and was flying it. I was like, this guy.
It was almost like a perfect match too, because I mean, I figured knowing, like, hearing your music, because me and you haven't really talked like that when we see each other in person, but hearing your music and seeing you perform live and even like videos of your live performances, I'm like, okay, like he's intricate, like he thinks everything through, he has everything planned out. I figured, I'm sure you had a hand in it, but then hearing more about the relationship between you two, it's like, okay, you guys are a perfect match because he knows you and he's probably on the same lines, like, okay, if he's like this, then I'm like this, and it's like almost like a tribute to you at the same time. Like, now we're gonna think this in, the little details. Perfect. Definitely, I like that. Yeah.
So he's gonna be your main video guy going forward, pretty much.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm always open to work with other videographers, I guess, I come across that are cool. I really go based off like a person's energy. So
yeah.
Oh, what's his name, by the way? We skipped his name.
Chris Stem.
Okay.
He's Chris the Filmmaker on Instagram if you want to find him, at Chris the Filmmaker.
I'll tag him.
All right, we're gonna tag him on that episode. Shout out to Chris the Filmmaker. That's what's up.
My guy. Yeah. I'm always down to work with, different videographers. But like I said, I'm the same way in terms of getting features for songs and like doing stuff like that. You
You're
could be
more open-minded to it.
yeah, you could be the best artist in the world, but like if your personality is trash, like it's not working out.
For
Yeah.
real.
Shit.
Speak on that
Oh
shit.
shit, we got a fucking song we gotta do. God damn, I haven't talked to you about that either. Holy
Yes,
shit.
man, this is like a year in the making.
Oh, you ain't lying. Yeah, I mean, it was Yosanova that came to us about it. Yeah,
Yes,
and
man.
then I don't know if you know this. I'm on a random live with Villa and Epidemic. No, I'm sorry, it's Epidemic. It's not Yos. It's
Uh-huh.
Epidemic that got us together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm watching a live with Villa and Epidemic. Epidemic's playing that beat next to Villa, and I'm like, oh, I remember this beat. And Epidemic was like, what you mean? I was like, you played this for me. You just the one you want me and Ron on. And here come Villa being like, yo, I want in on this. He hits me up the next day, like, yo, just letting you know, I'm gonna jump in on this. All right.
That's why you gotta
I'm
keep
like,
some stuff secret, man.
You can't be exposing shit.
so
You
just
can't.
so you know,
You should have let
he
Epidemic
on a
just
track.
forget.
He on a track. Because Epidemic would have forgot and just given it right to Villa, and then Villa would have recorded it. Me and Ron would have been,
Yeah, you guys would have. Yeah, yeah,
shit
no.
out of luck.
Because Villa, I mean, I know Villa, and he acts fast. And I've heard rumors about you, Ron, and you act super fast. Even Villa be like, well, damn. He was like, well, I wanted that beat. And Ron be on it.
Yeah, now I got to catch up now because I feel like Ron already got it done. I haven't even started. I've been doing other stuff.
Yeah,
Now
we were on Aces Live, and I remember Pro feeling like, well, damn, because it was like you and Villa that were catching everything. Like, nah, I need that. Nah, I need this.
I couldn't type fast enough to save something for myself or hold something.
Nah.
Man, I gotta be quick with that, bro. Like we're like a family of rappers, so like everybody trying to,
Yeah.
I had no idea it was that serious.
I wonder how it feels for you guys supporting each other, but at the same time thinking like, damn, I really wanted that beat.
Oh man, when I heard Magneto, I was livid.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that one. You were pissed.
I was pissed, and I didn't even know that there was a whole history behind it too. Like Ron had to go and like fight for that one.
Yeah,
because it was Villa's apparently. Had I known, I would have been there and like throw my hat in the ring. I would at least like challenge one of y'all to rock paper scissors for it.
Maybe that should be the new thing for us.
Rock paper scissors for a beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a 6th grade champ. I'm just telling you right now.
Not everything, and I'm saying this to Esco and fucking Saint. Not everything can go to Villa and Ron. No, I'm
stopping.
Same thing for the rest of us.
Ace, I hope you hear me.
Oh, we just gotta collab more. But I understand if it's something that you hear that is just strictly for you, I get it. That's why I don't get too hung up on stuff like that because I know how it goes. When it's hot shit, like it's first come, first serve. I get it.
I'm completely with the collaboration, man. Like I said, like we're all a family, like us, like those of us that be at the greenhouse and stuff like that. And it's hard like to find like other rappers in this period of time that like you genuinely like vibe with, like and mess with. So it's like what I have with y'all, I actually appreciate. Other rappers is like, fuck y'all, I'm trying to take y'all head, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like once it gets to that point with other rappers, once I see it gets to that point, like I lose interest. I don't want to work. Like I'm not trying to make this into any competition. I'm not trying to take you down in the process, especially if you're on the same song. It does me no good if I just treat it like I gotta out rap you and that's it. Because we're on the same song. We're being streamed by the same people. It does me no good if I shit on you and you don't do nothing. Like it don't work like that. Like we both gotta be
like the Control song that started all this fucking not really started.
Yeah,
but like
I'm not there for that.
Fueled the beef between Big Sean and Kendrick and all this and that and everybody else. Like, oh, we didn't hear Kendrick first and all this bullshit.
Like, I'm not here to be listening to people's opinions. Like, yo, you had the best verse.
For real, he definitely. Yeah, I seen all these. I think it was an anniversary sometime this year, like a couple months ago. I seen all these blogs and platforms posting like, oh, who had the better verse?
Right.
Why would you even ask that question?
Nah,
like you're just trying to start some shit. You already know.
It's a collab. We are collabing. We're all the verses together making a good song. That's what I'm more interested in.
Yeah.
I could care less about who has the best. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, I'm always down for somebody talking shit about pros, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you fucking are. You can't wait to hear that. You can't wait. You can't wait for someone to be like, "Oh, he had a better verse than Pro," and so you can rub it in my voice. Oh, did he? Did he have a better verse than Pro? Did he? Can I hear
play
it?
that shit right now.
Oh shit. Nah, like for real, like I'm like that with other artists and like strangers because they make it that way, especially in Jersey. Like,
yeah,
everybody has an ego, but like with y'all, it's like genuine love and support.
they were like a tribe. Everybody, it's like the Greenhouse tribe.
Yeah. Plus,
Right.
I've been through this shit so much, bro. Like, I've seen so many artists like come and go. So when I see y'all, like, I know how to handle it. I know not to let the ego get in the way because it's a huge thing, and it ruins so many relationships and connections when you let your ego get in the way of this shit.
Definitely.
It's so much bigger than one person. Like, if we really did all work together, like how people say we're supposed to, like, we would get so much further in this shit than we already are. And I see it's working with some people, which is why I fuck with certain people more than others.
Right.
Yeah.
You
know what I mean?
And like, I'm just not about the whole sugarcoating type thing. Like, I mean, clearly, like we're all like in this together, but it's just cool to have like a clan of like artists that are actually good on top of that. Like, it's not like
none of our people are trash. So I can definitely.
It's not like you got that one person and you just like they part of the family, but they not good. You don't want to say nothing. Like, no, like everybody here is fit, so it's like it's cool.
Yeah, because we've talked about that, like not getting support from your friends, but those are, you mentioned this earlier, like, oh, you had some friends who were like, oh, you did so good, but then you had other friends that were like, no, you were kind of bad, like you were trash. But I think those friends are needed. The friends that are going to say constantly that, oh, you're doing amazing. No, because what if you're, and we come across those people all the time. Like when we go through the when we used to go through the circuit and go to performances, when they think they're like amazing, and it's like, you have no flow, no cadence, like what's going on? You're offbeat, like things like that. We hear it, but their friends are probably just casual fans or just don't want to be like upfront.
Hell yeah.
And that's what I respect about us. I mean, you guys, I'm not an artist, but you guys are all talented, so it doesn't need to come to that point. But then there are times where each other will be like, the mixing, or you could have done this, you could have done that, shit like that. We'll still critique each other. So
I keep a friend who tells me I ain't shit.
That's me.
I keep a friend who says that, yo, that song ain't shit. Like, that was whack.
You do need a friend like that, man.
I do. I got a friend. I'm not gonna say his name, but I got a friend right now who told me the Bars Matter shit I dropped on Monday was whack. He gave it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the.
No. It's okay. That's what he said. I laughed. I was like, word. That's what's up, nigga. I feel you. He said your shit was dope, but you should have, like, you didn't switch flows enough. I was like, all right. He said the mixing was all right, and he said he wasn't a fan of one of the other artists. So I was like, okay. He said 5 out of 10.
Does he rap though?
Oh, he does.
No. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
but he's very opinionated, which I appreciate. Like I had to go over kick and snare like 3 times before like I was happy with it, and we're like, all right, let's record it now.
Right.
Because he kept saying, nah, this is trash, nah, this is whack. You could do better.
Yeah.
But that helped, honestly, because it's like when I went back and looked at it, I was like, all right, I see where you're coming with it. I can fix this. And you're right, that punchline was kind of corny and outdated. It's a shitty reference. I can do better.
Yeah.
Right, like pushes you forward. Right?
It pushed me because it was, but there also are some times where I'm like, all right, nigga, now you're just reaching. Like,
I think he's just talking shit. Just talk shit.
He's just talking shit. Just talk shit.
Yeah, but he is critical, and I think that is needed. So it's fine. And he's not a casual fan either. So I think
he likes you, by the way. He loves you.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to be careful, like, to make sure, like, be able to tell the difference between, like, who's giving criticism and who just is, like, a hater, low key. Like,
1,000%.
There's plenty of friends that, like, just are hated, like, just jealous, low key, like, and then they'll just be like, oh, that's ass, or they disguise it as a joke. but like they really because they mad. Like,
Yeah.
We could go in on that all day.
And it's like, how do you even tell the difference? And then it's kind of like you have to experience it all the way through to tell the difference, to be like, okay, you were just hating the entire time. Or not to, I want to use a nicer word, but they were like ignorant to it because they don't know like the technical part of it.
Right.
In that sense. And then it even goes for love. Like, are you really showing love, or, you know, or do you know nothing and you really like it, but I can't trust your judgment because you don't know, the technical shit. So it goes either way.
Right. Definitely. It's tricky out here. All that.
Yeah.
It's tough. That, like I said, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. You don't even get into that because this will be a whole nother 2-hour podcast for that.
Yeah.
That shit. So what we will do, because we got to wrap this up, we do have other guests coming up. Ron, we got 2 segments. One is called If You Don't Know. The other one is called The Fix. I'm going to go with If You Don't Know first. So if you don't know, what I want from you right now, if you could, sir, put Sade and I onto some music, an artist that we may not know about, any genre that you feel is got big things coming to them very soon and we should be put onto. Who you got?
So it's an artist from Texas that I've been cool with for years since I started. His name is Loner Lewis, San Antonio, Texas. He's a dope rapper, man. Like, he can spit with the best of them. He's a little bit more reserved than I am. So
damn.
But he definitely grinds. So
yeah, I can't imagine that.
I can't imagine that. You were already reserved as fuck.
Unless he's like on stage and got the mask on, like what?
Yeah, he's just chill. Like,
yeah,
he's me, like stoned and just.
Oh, he's a high you. Oh, he's definitely reserved.
Just chilling max.
He's
like,
he's just quiet the entire time and then just fucking drop some bars. Do you have like a specific song in mind?
Play the parking lot, make a hater heart stop, taking off the top while I'm sparking up a chop, all until you drop.
That's like the top one.
So he picked this. He put out a track recently, and he just dropped a video. It's called "Pick a Side."
For sure.
But he makes a lot of good music, and he's talented. So I think he was supposed to be doing South by Southwest this year until. And then,
damn. Yeah.
We'll catch up.
I'll have this song playing. So don't worry. Yeah, I have this song playing right now.
What up? Shout out to Loner Lewis. That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm gonna check him out for sure.
Texas. That's what up. All right.
Yeah.
That was If You Don't Know. So our next segment is called The Fix. Now, this is more catered towards you. Now, you already put us on to somebody else. What's a song that you grew up with, or a song that maybe you've made, or one that you've heard recently that has just been everything to you? With any genre, whether it's a verse, lyric, just the beat, what has Ron Solemn like in his head right now?
I like a lot of the Griselda stuff.
Oof. All right, enough said.
I like a lot of especially like Conway the Machine. I like a lot of his work right now. That new project that he just put out with Alchemist was crazy.
Lulu.
Yeah, Lulu.
Yeah. I mean, I could go on for days, but I would say probably him, because just every time I hear them, they reignite my passion to rap. Like,
yeah.
And like, it just makes you want to go in. Like, even the times when I feel like I don't feel like doing this, like once I listen to that, it's like, now I gotta keep doing this. So I thank them for like bringing that gritty rap back and like just making me like want to go harder. So definitely Griselda.
Word. All I want to do is rap on slow beats now.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just want to rap shit.
And it's funny you mentioned them because
gun sounds.
It's funny you mentioned them because we were talking about like the people that like just fucking put out music like and it just back to back to back, and that's what they've been doing. Conway had Lulu, and then he had the joint with Alchemist, Lulu, and then Big Ghost. I can't remember that. We just talked about it last week. I can't remember the title right now. but just
Right.
back to back. And then right before, I think West Side had just dropped, or maybe he dropped 1 or 2. Like they just don't stop.
Yeah, and so
Benny
you
got
already
something
know
coming out.
Benny's going to be dropping shit by next month.
Yeah,
Like these niggas, they keep it going. They are not wasting time with the run that they're having.
yeah, no,
Right.
not
You
at
gotta
all.
respect it.
And that's
Especially with the
something,
sign.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's definitely an inspiration, especially in this whole rap game thing, because there's like the thoughts in your head, like wondering when you get too old to be doing something, or like if it's too late for you to achieve a certain dream type thing.
yeah,
But then you see them and hear like how long they've been doing it, and they still like just keep going, like
yeah.
project.
It's insane. Yeah, but I think it's one of those special cases where it's unlike the future. Damn, it's fucking windy as hell. Sorry, I gotta close that window. It's one of those special cases where it's not like Future or the Baby, where it's intricate as fuck. Like even from the cover
Yes.
art to the like a skit here and there to just a selection of like producers, and they're putting this out so fast that I mean they have to be sitting on it. They
Yeah,
have
right.
to be. And then they just they didn't just get signed, but now that they're part of a label, they're like, okay, you didn't know about us before the label, before Aftermath, like you know about us now. You know about us after
Right.
Shady. Like we're just gonna keep putting it out. So I think
Right.
it works. That's like
Yeah, I
one of the
can't see
special
them
cases.
taking years off. I can't see them doing that.
Can't do it.
Maybe after a little while, they'll probably like, okay, we've been sitting on a mountain of music, like people we know that we're still waiting on. Sitting on a mountain of music. Okay, let's put this all out. All right, let's chill for a bit. Vacation. All right, let's put some more out. Yeah.
And
Right.
a lot of it sounds the same, but it's just still so good. That's the crazy part.
Mhm.
Especially West Side. Like I've never been so enamored with an artist to the point where I don't even I don't check for the lyrics, but I just know the
Yeah.
beat selection, the flow is gonna be something else.
Yeah.
I've never run into somebody like that. And it's like he's an enigma to me.
Right.
I
And they
love
made
the
like
guy because of it.
the gun sounds and all that stuff. Like
Oh my
it
god.
gets you hyped before the song even
Gets
starts.
me
Now,
hyped. My
Oh no,
kids
I
are
wanna.
singing it. My kids are making gun noises. I love it.
Right.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 daddy. Boom, boom, daddy.
Like,
I love that shit.
Yeah, by the
viral
time
from-
right, yeah, because I didn't hear Lulu when it first came out. So by the time I heard it, and then like 2 weeks later, he had the big Conway had the Big Ghost collab. I heard that, and I actually like went along with it. Do. I was like, damn, I want to go rob
Yeah.
somebody. I want to go fuck some shit
Yeah.
up.
They got
Go to
you.
the shooting range or something.
Fucking got me.
All right, so real quick, I'm gonna be cliche with this one, Ron, but what is coming up next, single wise, for you, or as a project? What's gonna be the next step?
You don't have to reveal too much if you don't want.
Yeah, if you just want to say
I'll let
just a
y'all
single.
figure it out. Yeah, I'll just let y'all figure that out. Just keep your eyes open. So.
Of course, as always.
Hold up, is it all right? So then, at least answer this: is it going to be in the next 3 months?
Maybe not.
Playing it by ear, yeah.
Playing it by ear. All right, fair enough.
Well, you just had like Shawn Michaels. You just had fucking the Greg P track, so
right.
We can sit on those. Even I'm still playing Magneto, so we can sit on those. It's fine. And the Greg. Yeah.
You gotta let stuff marinate for a minute. Yeah.
I know for sure.
I like your style. See, and I'm gonna be in that Magneto video.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be in that video, bro.
1000%.
If I gotta play a Spanish Mr. X, I'll do that. Professor X.
I'm with
Professor, Professor X.
Right, that I did that.
I'll get a bald cap on and just be in a wheelchair.
As soon as Ace hears that idea, he's gonna be like, down with it. Yeah, let's do it.
It's about to be ridiculous.
We got mad ideas in the cut. We're trying to figure it all out. There's a lot of creativity going on. A lot of dudes meeting of the minds and all that stuff. So we're gonna see.
Can't wait to link up with y'all again.
Oh man.
And then we'll get you. Oh yeah, the 4 horse. I'm waiting. But
the horsemen are coming.
And then we'll get you back on the podcast so we can actually like talk in person.
Yeah, bro. This isn't how we wanted to do it, but we're doing the best that we can with what we got.
Yeah,
so
that's how we came up with the chop up. Yeah, because it's hard to get like personal and like really deep dive in this, especially when Pro's in the next room when I hear his voice 2 times. So a little,
Right.
yeah.
Deal with it.
Shut up. All right.
This was good. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
No, absolutely, man. So just so everybody knows, they can find you online at your name, just Ron Solemn, RONSOLEMN.
Yes, sir. With the underscore, Ron Solemn underscore. Not Solomon. Let's get it.
Whoa, nigga. I ain't gonna call him out. I saw it. He tagged you right on the post, but on the SoundCloud, he wrote Solomon. And I was gonna hit you up, but I'm like, I'm not gonna be the 5th person that reminds you of that. But homie fucked up there. But he's young, so I'm gonna let it slide.
I hit him up instantly, man.
I mean, I figured, but then it's like, I know I have an issue with typos. So if I had missed that, I would have taken that shit right down and reposted it, fixed it here and there. Like, just fixing it on SoundCloud is nothing. You gotta
That's
post
why they made an edit
Instagram.
Button. There's an edit button for that. Very simple.
Like, why?
No, but you gotta take the whole post down. And Pro gets mad at me when I've done that with if there's a typo in a cover art for the episode. I'm like, no, I gotta take it down. He's like, it's already up. I don't care. I gotta take it down. It bothers me.
Everything has to be perfect. I know.
Yeah, especially for somebody's name. Like, come on, son.
Yeah, right. I was like, come on, bro.
Nah, but it was great to have you on, and for sure we'll be linking up soon.
Definitely.
Probably see you at the greenhouse.
Yeah, y'all be good out here. Be safe. Catch y'all.
Yeah,
y'all already know, brother. Hope to see you soon, man.
Peace out, man.
All right, be easy, brother.
All right, so
we're back, people. I am so sorry. I'm kicking everything now. Mistake. Sorry, it's just that I'm in a new area. I'm trying to get used to the surroundings right now. I love this backdrop. Let me tell you, I've never been more in tune with a tree in my life. But this cherry blossom is speaking to me.
My favorite.
I like this. Look at this.
See, it's funny. That's what I was supposed to get tattooed on my thigh. But then I went a different direction and I just let the tattoo artist like just freehand it. I was just like, something with cherry blossom.
That would have been sick, actually.
Yeah. Oh, so before we get into our next guest on the Chop Up, so I'm gonna edit out what we did before because you weren't paying attention.
Thank you. I mean, you can keep it for a clip if you like.
Yeah, I probably will. So thanks to Ron Solemn, that was dope. We definitely have to get him back on because I want to deep dive with him for sure.
But everybody that we've done these chop ups with, we got to get back on. We keep saying it with everybody, but that's how good these conversations come up with. Which is like, and shout out to everybody that's been a guest on the chop up sessions, because what I've learned with Sade is that sometimes we don't know these artists at all, but once the conversation starts, like we just get into a great convo. Comes out with great content. We get to learn so much about them, more than just their music, but them as a person, and it's just fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, because I've always wanted to, I mean, as far as like guests, I already talked about having guests on the show. I'm like whatever about it, but I've always been with artists like, okay, if this is gonna be like an interview, we should ask like interview type questions, or like I get into that bag of my interview shit. But then, and like I would do my research and everything, but the chop up is just so like casual. So I'll do a little bit of research, but not enough to be like, no, like I want you to tell me. And then when we actually sit down, then, because now we're just doing all this still on Zoom, even though we're in the same house, same apartment.
We will get through this. Lyrical Fix Pod, we are again blessed. We are honored. We have the extreme pleasure to have with us today the ever so pleasant fucking, I'm trying to think of all these big words to use. I've been doing it, everybody, man. The boom bap, traditionalist.
That was a good. That was a good month. That was a good month to have with
you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Boom bap traditionalist, man. Savior to Savior. What's good, my brother? How you doing?
Yo, not much. Just maintaining. Just trying to stay consistent. Just grinding out still. And, grateful to be alive, most of all, for real.
You ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying. I was talking to Saint earlier today, and I told him you were going to be on the show. He's like, yo, I bet all my money in my account, when you ask him how he's doing, he's going to say maintaining.
Shit, that's
Yeah,
what
for
I
real.
was using maintaining for a minute because it's like good, fine. Like those are people think like, oh, just good, just fine. Like maybe I should
Yeah.
ask. Like, no, I'm maintaining. Like I'm chilling. I'm good.
Yeah,
Like,
word, definitely.
yeah.
For real.
No,
Ain't
I
nothing
feel it.
wrong with maintaining.
No, ain't nothing wrong. And the first time I met Savy at therapy at the park, I believe it was.
Yeah, word. Mm-hmm.
We were out there, and that's the first thing you said. I was like, "Yo, this guy always says maintaining." I asked him myself, "So what's going on, man? Maintaining? Dap me up, maintaining." I was like, "Word, I fuck with that." And then I caught myself saying that the rest of the day.
That's good. Okay.
My kid called me at the time. He's like, "Hey, Dad, what's going on?" I'm like, "I'm maintaining."
Oh wow, yo, that's amazing to know that shit. You know that y'all using that, and also like like when I'm saying I'm maintaining, like yo, I be going through a lot of stuff, but like I don't like I just stay composed and I stay grounded because like I know at the end of the day, like I'm gonna still be good. Like
Yeah.
I'm still recovering from like depression from like my childhood. Yeah, so like other than that though, like I really be grateful to be alive, and most of all, you know, I just be trying to just elevate. And then even when I'm feeling like down and stuff, you know, I just maintain the positive vibes. So you know, I can keep doing what I do.
Yeah, especially when
It's
you go through
important.
shit and you're trying to,
Yeah.
as you grow up, you're trying to, not like generational shit. I mean that too,
Yeah.
but you're trying to break free from what you grew up from, or what
Exactly.
your perspective as a child and grow, like shit like that. So you're always kind of maintaining.
Yeah,
You're always
exactly.
trying to grow out of it. So I respect that. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
And you
I
don't
agree,
always
man.
have to indulge to other people too. I feel that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the perfect way to give somebody a little bit of information, but not too much.
Yeah, word.
I feel you with that. Speaking of
Word.
maintaining, man, a lot of stuff that we've had to maintain for, especially this week. It's been a crazy couple weeks, man. And
Yo,
I
it's
know
been
I wanted to speak to you
madness.
about that. It's been madness. And then I saw you repost something today on Facebook, which like spoke to me a lot. And I was like, you know what? I definitely got to talk to him about this. And it has to do with the George Floyd situation that's been going on.
Definitely.
You know what? And us being Sade and I, us being Latinos, you know, one of the things that we enjoy the most is hip hop culture, which is an African American, or how do you want to say, a black culture.
Word.
It's a black art
Word.
form. It's what we connect with the most. I'll say to anybody else, I was born in Colombia, but I came to America at 8 months old.
Oh
And
wow.
I was
Okay.
and grew up in Morrison, New Jersey, with nothing but black kids around me.
Okay.
I went to preschool, went to kindergarten. I didn't know anything else. And every time I go to Colombia, I'm just the American boy. I'm
Got
the
you.
black kid to all my people.
Yeah.
This is the country, this is the culture that I represent the most. So when something like that, what happened to George Floyd happens to someone like me, obviously it happens to one of my friends or to anybody of that culture, I feel inclined like I have to speak out. I have to like let people know how I'm feeling.
Definitely.
Like one thing I can't stay is silent about all this shit.
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
for sure.
For real, because it's just constant. Like, I mean, unfortunately, like, I want to say that it's never gonna end, but like, it's just gonna keep continuing.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it won't stop. And for some, like my brother, we have different moms and shit, and when he walks down, he anywhere he goes, you can't even tell he's Spanish, but he's half. But it does kind of scare me a bit. Like me and him were like FaceTiming, and he's just walking down the block, and in my mind, I'm thinking like, damn, like I hope, like it a slight thought, and I had to kind of like get out of it because he's like, what's wrong? He saw it in my face. I was like, nothing. All right, so what happened? Talk to me,
Oh wow.
But in my mind, I'm like, I hope, like I hope this call isn't that type of call where I'm seeing it happen. All of a sudden, I see the lights and shit like that. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those, and it's been going on for so long that we are immune to it, but at the same time, it scared the shit out of me. Sorry.
Good.
No, I had the volume all the way up, but like we're kind of immune to it, but at the same time, it still shocks us. Where at this point, it's like it's nothing new.
Exactly.
I think that's the part that really gets us, where we're like, oh my god, this happened. No, it's been happening for a long time.
Very
Oh
long
yeah,
time.
Yeah.
and it's just like there's only so much we can do. Like I'm tired of everybody just going online and saying, "Yo, I'm so angry at this," but nothing's happening. Like celebrities are
No
saying this,
solutions.
no solutions. Because they're really
No.
what else can we do? Looting is not going to do it. That's for
Yo,
sure.
not at all. Like I understand the anger. Like I felt anger ever since I seen like Trayvon Martin.
Oh, no, for 1,000%.
Yo, that's where
Yeah.
it started for me. Cause how old was I? I was like 18. That was around the time I was having like a whole awakening, just learning about spirituality and stuff, and learning about America and learning about Black people. Like
Mhm.
like I've been I've been outraged and like been speaking on like Black problems for a long time, and the people that know me, they know I'm for the people, and I support my people, and even Spanish people, because y'all bloodline,
We all
y'all
the
come from
same.
us. So exactly.
Yeah.
So I've been outraged for a long time, but looting, it's like the government, they could just easily bring in like military force, and then what after that? Then what we gonna do after that?
Yeah.
They got tanks and all that. They have way more firepower and stuff. So like how the Black Panthers,
I was
how they
about to
struck,
say, yeah.
so how they came together, behind the scenes, and organized, took steps, playing stuff out instead of like reacting off of emotion. Cause
Yeah.
like what I learned about like being a warrior, like I like martial arts and stuff, and I like Bruce Lee. Like I learned from those quotes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I learned that like being a warrior, you don't really act off of emotion. Like you gotta put the emotion aside and think logical for a second, and channel that emotion into I guess forming better thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
that we could come together and do something. You know.
So
Yeah.
what do you feel needs to be done for this to
Um.
not happen anymore, or at least to be handled a better way?
Well, definitely. If I would say like in a situation like that where the police officers were holding them down, like we should definitely protect each other, and and definitely fight back at that time. But just going around like causing chaos and stuff like that won't really help. Like I feel
No.
like I feel like of course, if we unite and we really like support the people, and keep the money flowing between Black people, you
Mm-hmm.
know being together, that togetherness will I feel like that will bring a change. Like even like firepower, like getting gun licenses and stuff like that, getting stuff like even passports, so that if things hit the fan, we could all just leave out of here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like defend our rights, and we just gotta come together. It's just all about the unity, just like how the Black Panthers did. Form together, come up with plans.
Just
Keep
be
them
less like reactive, because I think
exact.
that's what happened in
Mhm.
Minneapolis.
Mhm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like the protesting, I understood it at the precinct. Like I understood that the
Mhm.
tear gas, like the bombs and shit was insane. I think
Yeah.
the pictures with like the like milk pouring
Mhm.
on the faces and shit. But
Mhm.
all the looting and the fires. So I was telling Pro this earlier that like 1, 2 in the morning, I'm like going through everything and like gathering notes for the podcast, and I see
Mhm.
all this shit like about the protesting and all that.
Mhm.
And then hours later, I go back to my phone, and all of a sudden I see all this shit about the fires and the looting,
Mhm.
and it's just the reaction.
Mhm.
And everybody's like, yo, this shit's crazy. It can't like, so I seen some shit where it's like, oh, this came out of nowhere. No, this is reacting, and it's not in the best way, but they're reacting to the
Mhm.
event that the
Yeah.
officers took
Mhm.
with the tear gas and the rubber bullets. Like,
Mhm.
was it necessary? And I think in that sense with the Black Panthers, that it was essential for them to form and come
Mhm.
together, but they
Exactly.
also acted in, reaction.
Exactly, and that's one thing. Like staying militant. Like I learned that from
Hmm.
19 Keys. Like I follow. I've been learning from a couple activists over the last couple years, and like their teachings definitely helped me, because like in times like this now, like I understand all the anger and the aggression, but like we still gotta be more militant, like when it comes up to like, you know, speaking to the police and certain things like that.
Yeah, even like when 444, when Jay-Z's like, you know, the crabs in the barrel shit, and you seen how like, you know, Jews fucking I don't think I'll get hate for that, but Jews anyway. So you seen how they build their community and they stay strong, and I mean they causing some shit during Rona, but you see how they've been able to keep intact after that entire genocide, after like they've been demolished. Why is it that we can't do the same thing?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's always bothered me. Why people say that, like, the blacks and Latinos, that we seem to hate each other more than any other race, and that we can't seem to like work together and come together as one, put the money into the community together and build something out of nothing. The same way that the Asians and the Jewish people have done it.
Exactly.
Like, what now? Why do you think that is?
My bad. You can say that. You can say that one more time. Like,
yeah. All right.
Pretty
So
much.
basically, so you see that the Asian community, the Jewish community, they're able to get their money circulating in their community and come out to like where it's successful, it's profitable. Why is it that the Black and Latino community can't do the same? Why do we feel like we're at odds with each other?
Well, jealousy. See, a lot of people won't like admit that in this time now. Like, with black people could be jealous, like really jealous to the point that they'll kill you, and that's a fact. That's not an opinion, you know. That's not. I mean, that's a fact.
Yeah.
And then like the generations, like as we went along, you know, generations, we was programmed with certain beliefs about money and stuff. So that's another thing. But that's pretty much the things I can think of right now. Just mostly jealousy, and you know, like me, like I support black businesses, and you know, even creatives that, you know, got their own thing going on. Like I support that, and I'm big on that.
Absolutely, man. No, it's a crazy time. I definitely just wanted to get your thoughts on it. I don't want to make the whole interview about that anyway.
Oh, no, definitely. I understand.
It's a serious time and everything, and I know that a lot of artists they have a big takes on it, and it's always you know, we want to be able to provide a platform for y'all to speak on it, and you know, if you have something to say, definitely say it. Absolutely,
for real.
You know what I mean? An artist, you know, response is just as important as anybody else. Politician, you know, anybody working. We in the trenches. We see what's going on with the people in the communities. We write about it. We talk about it. We make songs about it. We perform songs about it.
Exactly.
We represent the culture.
Exactly. And that's what hip hop was about. You know, the culture, also having fun, and also dropping knowledge too.
Yeah.
That's really the most thing. You know, the culture. You know, us being together, that unity. You know, that's really what it really was all about. And you know, even the Jews, unfortunately, like the Jews are running hip hop. Like you see all the music they playing on the radio. Like all that music all that music don't really help us. Like, okay, I understand. You know, you want to turn up, probably, you know, listen to a couple I guess like bops at shows and stuff. But other than that, though, we need to hear more music to uplift us.
Oh yeah, 1000%. Because on the surface level, it's more about like the casual fan, but it's also and behind the scenes, it's them gearing like, no, this is what we want to put out because they want to control the narrative.
Exactly, for real.
And that's why underground has always been a thing since radio took over hip hop. Since it's like, okay, no, we still need to be heard, so we're still gonna do our shit. Kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is why I respect artists like Kendrick and like even J. Cole, who don't push. They're not pushing the positive stuff because they know these labels won't play that shit, but they got to microdose it little by little.
Word, for real.
Yeah.
You know, just do it like do it subliminally.
Subliminally, because they're not gonna let it. They're not gonna let us just put out a whole positive album.
Yeah,
they're not gonna let us.
Nah.
You're still gonna hear loyalty on the radio, but then you'll also hear some other shit. Damn, I can't think right now. I mean, Humble had some good shit in there too. DNA was definitely.
That was nice.
It was very
that
like on
tough.
point. Yeah.
For real.
So he's still gonna sneak in some shit, and then I mean, J. Cole is always doing that, no matter what.
Between that, that's why I'm mad.
There's some real activists.
They are, man, and that's why I was mad that that album To Pimp a Butterfly didn't win the Grammy that year. Then Macklemore did it instead, because that was the ultimate Black Power album. Like in the
for
new
sure.
for this generation, without a doubt, there was no blacker album than To Pimp a Butterfly, and the fact that it should have won that year with everything that was going on, the height of the Black Lives Matter movement, it made sense for that to win. But they gave it to Macklemore and Ryan Lewis because I think they had the song about same-sex marriages or same-sex dating.
Oh, okay.
Like that, it was that year. I don't know if y'all remember that shit.
Oh, okay.
No, I remember. I just don't remember what year.
I don't even remember. I don't even remember a little bit.
The same album that had the thrift shop.
I don't know too much about Macklemore.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, I'm my bad. I gave y'all a little history lesson, but basically, Kendrick got screwed out of hip hop album of the year that year at the Grammys, and that was the whole thing where.
Wait,
Macklemore,
Macklemore, he admitted it, right? Like he should have never won that.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
He screenshotted a text message that he had with Kendrick saying, "Yeah, bro, you should have won. I feel bad." But even that came off like, nah, you didn't have to do all that. You didn't have to screenshot.
Yeah, and that kind of also sparked the whole like, but fuck the Grammys.
Fuck the Grammys.
We really don't need this, blah blah blah. Because for them to oversee that, and was it like the following year that they had Kendrick actually perform? I don't think it was the same year. It was the following, like he performed with Beyonce.
But there was a lot going on that year, especially with the Oscars So White campaign. Like there was same thing that the Oscars weren't having any type of black nominees, and then that started changing. Yeah, so that was all going on. So but that goes to show you when the people talk, they'll listen.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I think that's what it comes down to, man. That's what, but enough on that. This is a music podcast. Let's get to the fucking music. Let's say now, like I mentioned before, you are a boom bap traditionalist, sir. That was the first thing that was the first thing that struck me when I met you.
Okay.
Your stoic personality, it definitely shows in the beats. I hate to go so cliche about this, but I gotta know, just who are your influences?
It's all good. It's all good. Beat wise, man, it's infinite, man. Well, let me start off with the legends. Of course, DJ Premier.
Of course,
Pete Rock.
Yep.
Who else? Dang, so many. It's so many people.
I gotta say Dilla.
Yeah, Dilla. Yeah, hell yeah, Dilla. I don't know. Y'all ever heard of Grap Lover? He used to be a part of I&I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Blaze.
Of course.
Who else? It's crazy how like you get answered the question of your favorites, and then like it's just so many that you can't even name them.
There's so many.
But it's so many. Who else?
Like when people ask me about top 3, top 5, I'm like, don't ask me.
Yeah,
and then I get anxiety. I'm like, no, I can't.
For real.
I can't.
RZA, definitely RZA.
Of course.
No, yeah, for sure, I could hear that. Yeah.
For Pharrell, Kanye West. Yep. I even love J. Cole as a producer. Like I love his beats.
No, he is actually really good. Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
He doesn't get enough credit for his production.
For real, right? Oh my gosh.
He doesn't. I think that's the struggle for a lot of artists who, it's probably more so mainstream. Because underground, especially like when we have like our own community, we know what you do.
Exactly.
And it's like a J. Cole where it's everybody just hears him rap. And then, that's why it's like, can all producers please be paid? And it's not just being paid, but just getting the attention. Because that was a huge thing when Spotify started doing credits. Because nobody really knew who produced what unless you like checked out on blogs.
Yeah, that's
or
true.
actually like, did the homework.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what? Here's my thing though. As much as I want to give Cole credit for being a great producer, compared to Pete Rock, Dilla.
Oh yeah, word.
His beats ain't fucking with them though.
Yeah, nah. I definitely.
His shit is dope.
I definitely
Don't get me
understand.
Wrong.
Word.
His shit is dope, but it's not at that level yet.
I understand.
Oh yeah, nah. In high school, I was such, and it was funny because when I first heard I can't even remember the song it was, which title, but when I first started hearing your beats and like you came to check in and perform. I was got like that Pete Rock vibe and the Dilla and the Premier. And and I've said it multiple times, I'm a boom bap like head. Like I just love
Yeah.
it.
Oh, that's what's up. That's dope.
That's why, yeah. So that's when we had you, when I got the beat pack from you, I'm like, oh my god.
Dope,
Yeah.
dope.
I was
I'm
just
glad.
playing
I'm
that shit.
glad.
Yeah, because in high school, I just had a playlist on my little like iPod Nano shit, like of just instrumentals, and it was mostly just like boom bap, and I would just
Nice.
yeah, I would be in class like and just had the headphone like and shit. I'm
I
like,
feel
no, okay,
you.
yeah.
I feel you. Word up.
Bro,
Who else I like? Oh yeah, Madlib. Can't forget Madlib.
Madlib, come on, son.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
now
for
I
Do
feel
real.
you
bad for
guys
even
feel
saying
like he's a little underrated or no?
Oh my
Very,
god.
very underrated.
Because I
Too
feel
underrated.
he's too okay.
Oh man.
Because I not too long ago I had a conversation with somebody and they're like, oh, but who doesn't know Madlib? I'm like, there's a lot of people.
There's a lot
Mad
of people that
people.
don't know Madlib.
People don't know Madlib.
No.
But they know his work.
Yeah, they know his work, or like they recognize, you know, the mask and shit like that. But they're still like, oh, but they can't really list songs, or they're just like, no, but compare it to this person. That no, just stop comparing. Like he's still dope. He's still good. He's still solid.
Okay. Now with all those people that you just mentioned, obviously boom bap traditionalists as well. we all know what's going on right nowadays with the shift in production of hip hop, where me and Sade have coined the term vibe music.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just I don't have a name for it right now, so we're just going off of vibe.
I feel you.
Now there's people like the three of us here in this room and other artists that we engage with that still believe that boom bap is really the best sound. What's let me see, how can I phrase this? What's stopping you from making that type of music too, and just staying true to who you are?
Oh, like I guess that up tempo, like okay, vibe.
The up tempo bullshit where you can't even rap a goddamn meaningful bar in it. That type of shit.
Well, honestly, like, all right, when I was like 16 and I was producing, like, I made all different kind of beats. I was making originals, sample, up tempo, you know, slow beats, R&B. I even like ventured down to like a little bit of like electronic kind of hip hop kind of. But when I turned 18 and like when I felt like, yo, I got this sampling down pat, I just went strictly boom bap for like 2 years. Probably made some beats that was like, I guess, you know, on that vibe level. But other than that though, like right now, I've been creating more originals besides boom bap. But what I do with it, like what I do with that kind of music, I kind of put like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like I blend it like with a little bit of jazz, and then I make, you know,
always respect that you do.
Yeah,
that, yeah,
exactly. And then the tempo, you know, I'll make the tempo like 130 or like 150 to, you know, give it a bounce. But also if I'm rapping on it, you know, I'm gonna drop jewels on it. But at the same time, you know, people gonna be listening to the beat and they're gonna be bumping to the beat so much that you know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be catchy, and you know, I'm kind of like programming them subconsciously with my lyrics too. So
yeah,
y'all gonna hear what I've been working on, because I've been writing to more up tempo stuff, and I do have some more up tempo, you know, songs that I recorded.
Would you consider them vibey?
Yeah, it's chill, you know. People could bounce to it, but also you getting the message too.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
I see that.
So you're like you're on the fence where it's like I'm still me, but I'm gonna try something. Yeah,
exactly. I can still do that sound too. Even trap beats, like I could make trap beats like confidently better than a lot of these producers out here. Like, like, cause I know how to I mean, I'm just good with creating melodies and stuff. Like,
yeah,
I could say that, and I have a musical background. Like, first, I started playing the drum. I mean, music always been in me, but I started playing the drums when I was like 5. When I was like 8 or 9, I learned how to play the trumpet at a music school. I used to go to music school in East Orange, Washington Academy of Music. What else? I started writing raps at 9. Like, I was in church playing the drums. You know, with my dad, my uncle, and you know, going to church. I was forced to sing in the choir, but I did it. And you know, I got that experience. You know, even like when you got to sing in front of the whole congregation, like I got that experience. So like, I got the musical background to, you know, I feel like I could create anything.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah.
And they give you performance experience at the same time.
Exactly. Even though when I first started performing, I wasn't that great, but I wasn't scared to get up and perform. So like, I'm grateful for
Yeah,
that.
well, you still gotta perfect it. Yeah, like that's something that that happened. Yeah,
real.
nobody just start. We were talking about that. Our last guest was Ron Solemn. We were talking about that, like having to perfect it and having to go through like the trials and error and shit. Like,
man,
it's a lot, man.
You have some bad moments. It happens.
We've all had some embarrassing stories.
Oh my gosh, definitely. Okay, so there used to be an open mic in North at the Sea Gallery. I used to DJ there, but at times I'll perform my raps.
I performed there. It's
yo,
a dope spot.
Yeah, it was a dope spot, yo. Like, but yo, what I used to do when I was like 19 around that time. That's when I first started performing my raps. I first started performing as a producer when I was 18. But when I first started performing my raps, like I used to stay in one spot and I used to just rap like this in a monotone voice.
Aww.
Yeah, I've seen those a lot.
Word. Yeah. Also, I would write songs the same day as an open mic. I'll try to memorize it.
Yeah,
I get up on stage and choke. I remember one time, one time I choked like 3 times. Like I forgot my verse like 3 times. But after all that, like I just grown and I'm just continuing growing.
Yeah. I think that's what stops a lot of artists from even trying to perform.
Yeah.
Is you don't want to fail in front of people, but I mean, you can't just practice at home alone like that. You're not going to learn. I mean, you do learn from practicing like in the car, home alone, or whatever, but you still need to be in front of people to learn how to do, crowd control, especially for like rappers and singers. You need that. I want poets too. Yeah. Like crowd control is important, and hitting certain things and this and that, and learning your timing and not getting distracted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Still need a crowd. And that's what open mics are for. Yeah.
For real.
And on the flip side to that, motherfuckers don't practice enough.
That's true.
Yeah.
They don't. Like I know people that just like they'll rehearse on their car on the way to the performance, and that's the only time they've practiced all week.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like, and you just like you're guaranteed for failure at that point.
Yeah. It won't be no growth.
No.
Yeah, because this is music and shit, but we got to treat this like it's a sport. Like you go to the gym and work on your jumper. You go to the gym and work on getting your arms and your back and chest right.
Exactly.
Same way you should be working on your verses and your beats and everything, and rehearsing your performances.
For real. And that's one thing. Like during this quarantine, I've been trying to work on like writing more songs, cause like I would say over the last like 2 years, 3 years, I got a lot of writtens. And over the last like 3 to 5 years, I was going through like a lot of changes. So like there will be certain times in my life that I will be writing real good. Something will happen, then I'll kind of forget. I'll be so caught up in what happened that I'll forget that I'm an MC, I'm a producer, I'm a DJ. Let me channel this into creating. But up to now, like during this time, I've been focusing more on writing my songs and stuff, and mostly building projects, cause that's one thing I lack as an MC is like building projects. Like I could write songs, and I know I'm nice, like lyrically. I know my pen game is great, but I want to grow and be able to form projects better. Cause my first project, like my first project as an MC was Third Son. And I've been rapping for a long time now. So like I realized like around last June, around my birthday, I'm like, yo, I've been dropping all these singles, and like I gotta start putting out projects now, because I've come across like a lot of good opportunities. Like now I got people like on the team with me now. So I realized that now, I gotta focus on these projects and albums.
Yeah. Building up the catalog and just having like a package of songs.
Exactly.
That's what I was telling somebody, that like don't, if you have a shit ton of singles, but not like, think of an album, a project, an EP as like kind of like a pretty package.
Word.
Like, here, if you like this and that, well, you just check out my album, you check out my project, available, blah blah blah, and
exactly.
find them all. Yeah.
Yeah, I look at it like you do need singles as well because they provide something great. But when you have an album
Yeah.
of something, it's like if you're a director and you make a movie, not only do you have your action scenes, you have your great dialogue scenes, you have your romantic scenes. Everything is all compiled into one project. Whereas if you're just putting out singles, you're just giving me a quick reel of like all your action scenes.
Yeah, it's a bunch of
You know what I mean?
teasers.
Yeah.
You're not giving me any substance. I'm not learning about you. You're letting me know that I can make a song.
Exactly.
All right, so you can make a cool action scene, but can you give me a whole plot with some
Exactly.
dialogue, conflict, or resolution at the end? Is it going to lead to something? That's how I treat it with projects.
Definitely. And that's what I've been learning. I've been learning that a lot from Albie the Skywalker. That's my brother right there. Like,
Shout out to Albie. We had him on the show a couple weeks ago.
I saw. And like when I'm with Albie has a great rap catalog. Like, and a lot of people don't know that. Albie is a super genius. Like when it comes to putting together projects. So sometimes I'll be at his studio. I'll just watch him work and watch him put together his projects. I'll ask him like, "Yo, how you do this? How you do that?" And then even my brother Mellow Mark, like when I was coming out, when I told him I was trying to drop a project, he was giving me good insights and ideas and stuff. And I just look at my people in my circle. I listen to their projects, and I'm like, yo, like I could do this. I could.
It's good to learn from that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So, and I'm humble. Like I don't mind asking questions and learning and stuff because we still students of the game of hip hop. So
for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely,
You never stop. Yeah. Once you feel I used to have a boss that told me this. Like no matter how high up you go, if you like the learning never stops. And if you feel like there's nothing to learn, then you should just give up and quit because you're obviously like you're closed-minded at that point when you feel like you're at top of the world. Because I'm sure even fucking Jay-Z feels like that, like he's still learning.
Exactly.
So it's important.
Man. Even going into like what you were saying, into your world with the martial arts, any master, any black belt will tell you like the training never stops.
Exactly.
You never stop learning your technique. You never stop honing your skills, perfecting your craft. Yeah, it's all one and the same.
Yeah, for real.
I want to ask you to find that balance because I know like you're still trying to think like, okay, as an MC, I got to come out with another project. How do you find that balance between producer and MC?
Oh, that's a great question. You know what? It's a bit unbalanced, but I stay consistent with it. If that makes sense. Like,
I get you.
But like I'm in that point now where I'm just trying to like structure myself better now, cause like I'm a mechanic too, and people be hitting me up to work on their cars and stuff. So like I be trying to structure that better, structure my beats better, like trying to figure out what beats I want to use, what beats I want to sell, or what beats I want to give to the homies.
Yeah.
I mean DJing, I'm not really doing that much now, but besides the point, I'm just trying to structure now that you said that, like I gotta start structuring like times to produce and like times to rap. And, and even
because as far as like your output it is more like producer. So every now and then I'm blanking. I forgot what song you had put out. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's right. He does rap. I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
Last
I heard your
Airbender?
voice.
Last Airbender.
Last Airbender?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was that. No, it was something else. It wasn't anytime recently, but I was like, oh shit, he does rap. I was like, okay, never mind.
Word.
It threw me off for a bit. I'm like, wait, the first time I heard you, you were rapping. I was like,
yeah, word.
I didn't know, and it was funny because my introduction to you was as an MC. So I didn't know you actually produced until I think we had talked about it or you had said it in your intro.
Yeah.
And then like I started finding out more about you, just like going through like just cyber stalking you.
Definitely.
And I was just like, oh, Bert. I was like, damn, produces his own shit. And I went through your entire catalog that you had at the time. So I always found it interesting because I know your output is probably more producing, especially since you can make more money, like selling the beats.
Exactly.
But I'm sure you're still sitting on tracks that you've made for yourself.
Yeah. Like a couple tracks didn't make it on Third Son. I'm working on my next project now, actually. And that's coming along real good. Yeah.
Is there any inspiration behind it? Is just something like I just need to put something out? Is there like
well now it's gonna be like a step above from Third Son. Um this I just want people to I'm gonna start getting like more personal, like in my music. Like just sharing stories, trying to come up with like better storylines and more references and stuff like that, and also like incorporating what's going on now, because I'm always trying to put a message in my song. No matter if I'm spitting bars or something, I'm coming up with crazy lines. It's always gonna be a message to it.
That's good.
no, it's important, man. Like we were saying at the beginning, you got to like talk to your community.
Exactly.
I mean, there's a lot going on. Even if you're not from Minneapolis, like you can still speak on the Black experience.
Exactly, for real. And this next project, I'm still trying to decide if I want to produce all the beats or if I want to use my bros beats, because I roll with a whole clan of producers. Like we dope. Like we rap, we creators. We rap, we produce, we DJ, we do our own cover art and stuff like that. So like it's fire.
I feel you on that.
That's a beautiful thing, man. I'm sure one of your homies gonna make a beat that you gonna want on the album. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, for real. Like,
have you rapped on anybody else's beat besides yours?
So the last Airbender was produced by K Cypher.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yo,
forgot that credit.
Is one of
shit was fire.
Right? You want to know what's great about that song?
Yeah.
I was with him when he produced it. We was in Queens. We was in Queens at my brother DZ house, and so I'm a part of a collective. It's called the Boppers.
Boppers, okay.
Yeah, so it's Queens, Jersey, Staten Island, Texas, North Carolina connect. Like producers from we heavy, and all those brothers, they nice at producing and rapping. Like it's amazing. We was at his house, my bro DZ, and I think I sent K Cypher that sample. We were just cooking up, and then like he's chopping up the samples, and then he kind of he flipped it, then he played that loop, pretty much that loop that went throughout the song. He was like da 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 da. I'm like, yo, what? This is crazy. Like it just hit me. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna use that joint. It was a while ago when I told him that, but I told him like, yo, I'm gonna get this track done. So that's how it all came along. Like he cooked it up. I felt it, then I had to use it.
Oh yeah,
that was it.
That
the rest is history.
For real, for real.
That was good. That was really good.
For real. And then my brother Mello, like I remember when I first heard his beats, like I was like 19, but when I heard his beats, like lyrics just poured out of me. Like we all sing so well. Like it's amazing.
See, that goes to show you right there. That's the answer to your question. You're gonna end up just using everybody else's beats.
Yeah,
maybe a few.
Probably. Exactly.
Whatever moves you. Yeah. And I think that's
just answer your own question.
Word, right?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of new artists are just like, oh no, like I can just hear a beat and like, oh, I'll just write this. I just gotta I have a song written. I gotta find a beat to match. But I feel like it comes across better when the beat moves you.
Exactly.
It just sounds like cohesive. Like it just sounds so much better.
Word.
Yeah, when the beat is the one that makes you write instead of the other way around.
Exactly.
I mean, it could happen.
In.
It's happened before in the past, but I don't know. I prefer the
and it's
latter.
also depending on where you are inspiration wise, like at the time. Like I might be at a time where I just want to rhyme over just raindrops hitting the roof. But if that's what I want to rap on, that's what it's gonna be, and I might make it sound hot.
Word, for real.
It's where your creativity's at.
Exactly. Word. And one thing, like I remember when I was 15 and I was like writing songs. I used to be in silence writing, because around that time, that's like when my depression had peaked, and I was in my room like just staying to myself. And, hip hop was my friend, at that time. So I would just write. Like I just write. Like it was amazing. Like I was writing some incredible stuff around that time. I lost those raps when I moved though, but like I'm getting back into that. Like I got back into that, kind of like writing in silence, and then also writing to beats that really get me going. So like it's helping me. It's helping my writing skills a lot.
Yeah, I've been I've been going through that too. Like I just have like an imaginary beat in my head, like a metronome,
Exactly.
and I'll go off of that and sounds.
Mhm.
But then when I hear a beat, I gotta like, okay, transition the flow. I gotta say
Uh-huh.
certain parts
Exactly.
differently.
Word. For
Yeah,
real. It's
yeah. A
dope.
lot of
Like
people work like that.
word.
Yeah, I find that too. Like sometimes I'll just write like a dope ass 16. I don't have a beat for it, but then I'll
Uh-huh.
find something that might fit, and I'll just rearrange some
Uh-huh.
words, switch the
Exactly.
flow around. Yeah, man, it's all a process. Everybody has different ways of working it.
Word up.
Yeah, man. But that's the
Word.
beauty of it, man. That's how you make this crazy shit. That's how most of the kick and snare was done. Off
Oh
of just a
yeah?
bunch of silent writing.
Facts,
Obi had the
facts.
beat, and I
Uh-huh.
made him fit.
Word. Yo, that
Yeah,
project
man.
was fire, man. Like a lot of those songs on there, like I told you before, like I relate to those. Like for real.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Mm-hmm.
never want to toot my own horn, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Word up, no doubt.
Yeah, because this is all about the last person I want to talk about is my shit, but I feel
I
you.
feel you. I feel you.
It was a dope project. I'll say
Word,
that
word.
It was all right.
Yo, all right.
Whatever.
Yeah, it was that. It was that.
Whatever.
I'll be rapping here and there.
Just drop a
But
couple lines.
I'll tell you what, though, a Kid Pro song on a Savvy beat is gonna be some next level.
Oh
shit.
yeah, for real.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
waiting
yeah.
on
You
that
already
one.
know,
Oh man. Wait till the people hear that.
bro. The April 10th beat, because there's no name on it, just April 10th.
Yeah, word. 410, 19, 20. Word.
Bro, I'm gonna play that for Sade a little later, but man,
Yeah,
Oh,
word.
yes.
Word.
I don't even know what to say on that because it's straight boom bap, but it's just
Mhm.
like the stuff I'm gonna say on it. I just know I have a feeling,
Yeah, word.
so I'm just happy about it. That's all I can say.
Word up. Looking forward.
You already know, brother. All right, so moving on from that because I said we were gonna get it soon. We got 2 segments that we want to get into. So
Okay.
one is called the fix. So this is
Okay.
pretty much where you tell us what song you just fixated on. It could be any genre, any artist from any time. Name a song, verse, whatever that you're fixated on that just means the world to you, that's gotten you through some tough times, or maybe
Okay.
something from now that's just you can't live without.
Okay. Just one song?
Yeah, just the
One
one.
song or a
All right,
verse, yeah,
cool.
just one.
Okay, cool. Yo, it's a lot that helped me.
Fuck it, if it's an
Right.
album, say that.
Word. Okay, so this is Brazilian jazz artist I discovered when I was like learning how to look for samples when I was like 19, 20. His name is Arthur Veracai, and he has an album called Arthur Veracai. It's Brazilian jazz. So I didn't understand the words, but I felt the energy, and I could feel I could just feel it in the music and how he transitioned the music, because that music that he created, like he's a super musical genius. Like it's like his music was healing me. So that album is called Arthur Veracai. It got me through a lot of stuff, like a lot.
See, that's
And the
a
singing,
fucking answer.
the singing
That's
on it was
dope.
beautiful. The singing on it was beautiful. I sampled him a lot, like in Third Son too. I think maybe 2 beats. No, just 1 beat. Jewels from the Pain was sampled from Arthur Veracai.
I gotta go back and hear that. Yeah.
I'll bring this up now because I want to see what this. You said first name was what?
Arthur.
Arthur. Okay, and then we'll figure out. Yeah, you might have to link us to that one.
I got you, Veracai.
I gotta hear that. Yeah.
Mhm.
I love listening to like the original and then how it's sampled.
Yeah, right.
That's some real artistic shit. That's some
For
real, man.
For real.
I mean, there are people that have been lazy about samples, where it's like, did you really sample that, or did you just take the song?
Yeah,
but
word.
The real like sampling work and like edit it, that shit is, man. That
Word up.
Form.
For real. For real.
That's a great thing. All right, so Arthur Veracai. All right, man, we're gonna have to check that out then. That's what's up. That's it. See, I was waiting for an answer like that from one of our guests, where they just give us some completely non-hip hop, some shit from out there. That's the answer I was looking for. That's what's up. All right,
I'm glad.
Veracai.
I like that.
That's what it is. All right, so that's the fixed segment. All right, so our last segment is called If You Don't Know. So you've been on this actual segment of ours before.
Last week.
You were our last person from last week.
Word.
But with the guests, what we do is we want to hear from you. Put us on to 2 weeks ago, excuse me. Put us on to somebody that we may not know that we should listen to, preferably underground, unsigned.
Okay. So definitely my brother, DFNS. He's the one that started the Boppers. He's an MC, producer, creative. He DJ. Man, like we first met, like I went out to Queens like 2018, and like ever since we met, like it feel like I met my long lost brother. Like we relate to a lot of different things on life, like even like the stuff we went through, like it's like, yo, like dang, like you feel like my brother, yo, like, and I call him that, you know, he's definitely family. So DFNS, he dropped a project called Boppers Till Infinity.
Okay.
It's on SoundCloud and on in streaming platforms. He dropped it like 2018, around that time.
Okay.
Word up. And that project, it actually featured beats from the producers and the Boppers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was dope.
So it was like kind of like a collective work. Like he made sure you guys were okay. That's dope.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't have any beats on it around that time. Like we're gonna be working on something else.
Nice.
But
you have like a specific song?
You said what?
Do you have like a specific song from the project that you really like?
It's a song called Seagull Shit.
Seagull Shit? Like Steven Seagal or seagulls like the bird?
Like Beanie Siegel.
Oh, Beanie Siegel. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much. That's pretty much like how you reference
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal, Seagal. Then I thought the birds. I didn't think Beanie Siegel.
It's all good. It's all good.
Thought they coming at me because I thought something else.
Niggas really my sons, yo. I'm cutting umbilicals and easy ethereal, plus imperial. And yo, I shit on the imbecile, watching cartoons, eating cereal, yo.
Alright, I feel you. Beanie Siegel, I should have thought that first. Seagull
It's
shit.
all good.
Makes sense.
It's all good.
Yo, she loved to get me at some shit like that. She loved doing that.
I thrive off that shit.
But she got at me because I didn't drop a freestyle in like months since quarantine. She's like, you better drop something.
I mean, you did, and people liked
I did.
It, so.
Yeah, people you know how that goes, man. But, as was also DFNS Seagull shit. All right, you gotta link us on that too, because we want to hear that. Yeah, we got.
I'll put it.
We try to show love to everybody, man.
Word up.
Yep, y'all already know. All right, man. So we wrapping it up. So, Savvy, I know you said you got an album that you want to work on, but what are you working on specifically next? What's going to be next? We doing a beat tape? You doing production for somebody else? You doing an album? What's going to be next for you?
So I got some songs I produced that's gonna be released like from a couple artists real soon. A beat tape. I gotta figure out how I want to do my next beat tape, because I'm thinking like I wanna do original beat tapes with all the original beats I produce, and then sell that, because I could get all the full pay for that. I don't gotta worry about nobody getting the sample clear. Like all the music is mine. So I'm thinking about doing that, or I'll just do another beat tape with everything sampled, because I'm under a label now. I'm signed to the Hayes Records. So I've been learning a lot about like record clearances from my manager Hayes. And like now I'm more strategic now, because I don't want to get in trouble now, because you have
to be.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just trying to strategize and figure out what I want to do for the next beat tape. But it'll probably be a beat tape before my next EP, most likely.
Next EP. Gotcha. So you being on the label, my bad. You being on the label, was Diamond Flowers off of that label?
You said what?
Was the beat tape you put out on January 1st, Diamond Flowers?
Oh, no, that was all me.
That was all you? Okay, that wasn't part of the label.
Nah.
Okay.
I got signed to the label like in April.
Oh, okay, so super recent.
Oh, so it's recent.
April or March. I think late March, around like March 23rd. Yeah.
Okay, and then when did you drop Third Son?
I dropped Third Son in like February, but I wasn't on a label. I was independent.
So that was all. So now everything going forward is going to be off the label.
Exactly. I'm still independent though, because I keep all my masters and stuff. But
smart man.
Yeah, everything is going to be through the label. And my manager, he been teaching me a lot and stuff, like a lot about the game that I didn't understand. So like yeah, I'm
it's
definitely
good to have
grateful.
somebody in your corner like that, for sure.
Yeah, for real. And then my team, the Boppers, And then even my brothers, Chuck and Mello, you know, we're the Harvest. You know, that's our collective right there. You know, I just want to shout out like cover all my peoples. Like I wish I could shout out everybody, but you know, shout out of course DFNS, my brother Mello Mart, my brother K Cypher, my brother Chuck the Arch Dude, Albie the Skywalker, Daryl J, my brother Sambo, Hero, Euphony. That's 99 Triip. I'm not sure if y'all heard of 99 Triip, but they ill.
No, I'll look them up though. I don't think I have.
Yeah, I've heard the name. I've heard the name though.
Yeah,
I think
nice.
I've come across it, but yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I gotta get that down.
Word up.
Damn, I wish Instagram would let us like tag more people. I'm gonna have to do like 3 separate posts.
Word, right? Yeah.
Yeah. They don't let you tag 10 people on a post.
I didn't know. No, because the stories like to say you've been tagged in them, especially like when you were a producer. I didn't realize that. I'm like, damn, I noticed. I'm like, I tagged hella people, but in the DM when you tag people in stories, like, I only see a few. What the fuck happened? And then that's when I was like, oh, okay, I gotta do multiples now. Cool.
Yeah, word.
Damn, yeah, that's crazy.
Who else? Shout out to so many people. Well, of course, shout out to y'all for having me on this interview.
Of course, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, word. Shout out,
bro.
Of course.
Shout out 88 Saint. Shout out Lord Trill. Dang. Shout out Villa. Of course.
No, man. Come on,
yo,
LB.
Yeah, word. LB. Shout out LB. Yo, who else, man?
Epidemic.
Word. Epidemic.
You made me shout out everybody at the greenhouse.
Yeah, everybody at the greenhouse.
Yeah, everybody at the greenhouse. You cover literally like 30 artists.
Yeah, word. Shout out
Solemn and Ace Felly.
Yeah, yo, especially Ace Felly, because I actually met Ace Felly in like 2017. He actually lives in the same town from me, so shout out Ace Felly. Ace Felly's mad dope. Like his growth, like from what I seen before.
Yeah.
Yo, like he nice, like got it.
Yeah, he did a live where he was like doing beats and shit, and I felt the pressure because people were like tagging like, "Oh, play this, do that," and it's like old songs. He was like, "If you don't know my shit, then go on SoundCloud." So I was like, "Okay, I'll go on SoundCloud."
which I did, and there was mad shit there.
Word.
Yeah,
I love seeing a big catalog.
He's like downplaying himself. He's like, "That shit sound trash." I made that in the car. Like, I'm like, I don't know, it sounds good though.
I get it though, but as artists, we feel that way sometimes too, though, because we know what we're capable of.
Yeah,
and if it's in our early years, we were like, nah, that was my trash. You know, that was me before I learned how to really write, or my pen was sharp. I feel that though.
Yeah, word up, man.
I'd be there too. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's all part of the growth, man. It's all part of the process.
Exactly.
Bro.
You know, you just gotta go through it.
No, of course. Yeah. All right, tell people where to find you, and I'll also like tag you and stuff too.
So y'all can get at me on Twitter. On Twitter it's at Savy the Savior with 1_. Wait, my bad. No, not with 1_. Just Savy the Savior on Twitter. Instagram is Savy the Savior with 2_. Facebook, you can add me on Facebook. Robert Andrews. You'll see the picture of me. I'm wearing like a green sweater.
I think we recently followed each other.
Yeah, you did.
On Facebook.
Yeah, I was taking it back.
I'm just getting back to Facebook because I've been told that I have to. So I'm like,
same. Word.
And I've had that account. You can see like high school pictures in my shit. I don't know if I should take it down or just leave it.
I feel
nice
you.
Piece of history.
Word, right?
It's like photo bucket. Like, it's cool. It's nice to have.
Word.
Bro, it was crazy because when you added me, I'm like, who the hell is Robert Andrews?
I feel you, yeah.
And it's funny because you mentioned, and I've been dying to say this to Trill, because Trill tried to put me, oh, you don't know my name. You don't know my government, because I had said like from Check It, and people sending me emails like I know a lot of governments because it's not stage names that people use in the emails. So he's like, oh, you don't know mine. I'm like, yeah, I don't. And then 2 weeks later, I see him pop up like you may know on Facebook, and I felt like I fucking know your name now.
You know what's crazy? I added him too. I saw his government. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot what it is though.
I've been letting it chill because I kind of want to do it in public and be like, oh, look, I know your name now. I know I'm like waiting to see him, so I'm gonna wait for that one.
So weird, yeah. Like I didn't know I was gonna know Ace Felly's government that quick. Without asking him or yours and shit. Like I'm not gonna go shout that down. Like, hey, Robert Andrews. I'm not gonna.
Word.
Facebook is funny.
It's crazy. My full name is Robert Lee Andrews III, so I'm a third. I got a long name.
Oh, Lee is your middle name? Oh, it's my brother's middle name. I love it.
Oh, that's dope.
I like it, yeah.
But like Bruce Lee, like it's L-E. I love that.
Word.
It's the coolest thing.
There's that martial arts shit right there. That Lee in there.
Word.
I don't even know where he got his middle name from. I don't know. I don't think it's from Bruce Lee, but I know he likes telling people it's from Bruce Lee.
Oh, wow.
Most likely. Yeah.
True.
He just rolls with it. I'm like, yeah, that was my middle name from Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Yep.
Word.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So it was amazing to have you on. It's been a long time coming for sure.
Yeah, for real. I'm definitely grateful and thankful for y'all having me. Like, this is dope. It was fun.
We'll definitely have you back. Yeah.
You already know, bro. We didn't want to have the standard interview. We want to just talk.
Yeah, for real. For real.
Yeah.
That's what we
Word
do
up.
here.
Word.
So much better. You already know, brother. So we gonna see you soon. Hopefully, once we let back out outside. You know, once they let us back out, and we gonna get up together and we gonna build and we gonna make shit happen, bro. That's
for
all
real, man. Exactly. Word up.
Time to get to work.
Yeah, word.
You already know, brother. All right, Lyrical Fix. We have been joined by Savior the Savior. Want to thank you again. Please find them on all streaming platforms. Find them on SoundCloud. Find them on Twitter, on Facebook. Robert Andrews. Find them on Instagram.
Oh yeah. I got a Facebook fan page too. Savior the Savior. Yeah, it's easy to find. Y'all can find it.
Check it out.
Even better.
Check it out.
Word.
I'll find it.
Word.
Yeah, leave Robert Andrews to that family and friends. All right, brother, man.
Again,
hey, don't forget to send that.
Peace out.
Don't forget to send that cash app to homie.
All right, I got you.
Oh
wait.
He just caught it.
I thought you were talking about something else. I thought you were talking about the blades.
All right, brother.
Peace out.
All right, brother. Peace out, man.
Word.
What we couldn't do yesterday because we had a few technical difficulties. We're going to get right into our If You Don't Know segment.
If you don't know, now you know, nigga.
My entry for this week comes from none other than S-Double. Well, S-Double and a special guest. So if you don't know, if you've been paying attention or if you haven't been paying attention to the show, S-Double, which is straight to the point, STTP, consists of, in Jersey at least, 88 St. James, Villa, LBtheGreat, and Epidemic. On this particular track, I'm not even sure who produced it, so excuse me off the bat. I didn't catch who produced it, but on this track, it features Villa, LB, and shout out to Kingpen's own affiliate, Triip. Killing this shit. Triip went first, Villa went second, LB went third.
Always kept it a milli, niggas still throwing subs like I came out of Philly. Don't like me?
And man, if it wasn't for the technical difficulties we had yesterday, I praised the hell out of this goddamn track yesterday because it was amazing. Triip started off spitting rapid fire flow, fucking killed it. Villa killed it. LB bodied it at the end as she always does.
Just clip heard about Villa, don't front you in a jump ship. I cut the dumb shit. This done stitch showing no fake love in my circumference.
And I said before, like LB just cannot be stopped right now, man. She is just one of the fiercest fucking MCs around right now. Every time she's on the verse, she delivers it, and I'm impressed more and more each time I hear her. So I got nothing but love for that song. Lotto's name of the song right now. It's currently on only SoundCloud. I'm not sure if it's going to be on all streaming platforms. I'm not sure if it's going to be on a project.
Fuck all that shit you be talking about. I'm the one and only thing should be in your mouth. Type of bitch you ain't never even heard about.
Project or Sister Lucy. If it is on Villa's upcoming project, Broken Bottles, Empty Hearts, I'm all for it because that shit was bananas. So shout out to Villa, shout out to Triip, shout out to LBtheGreat. Killed that shit. It's called Lotto.
Yeah, that was fucking dope as shit. They all three of them killed it. It was so good to hear. It's always good to hear Triip, but it was amazing to hear Villa and LB. because we haven't been to the greenhouse. We haven't gotten really we haven't heard a lot of shit recently, because we've been stuck home. So I can't wait to see him next week.
Also, just like Triip has in the short time that I've known the guy, I think a little over a year, possibly under a year, has just quickly become one of my favorite artists.
For sure.
It's just something about him, his voice, his style, and he's very humble. He just reminds me so much of what Griselda is.
Yeah.
I get that vibe from him, and I'm a huge Griselda fan, so it's just I see a lot of Triip in that. Triip could easily fit in that group.
Oh yeah,
and
100%.
And work and go bar for bar with him. That's how I feel. He's just got that talent. So him leading off the track was great, and it was a style that I'm not used to hearing Triip do, with a more fast flow. But he stayed in the pocket, and it was impressive, man. It's I never doubted that
he was good with that. Because I've heard him do a couple tracks like that where he kind of changes up his own pace and shit.
Yeah.
But
he did great on this, man. He floated on that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Village always has the laid back flow. I'm always waiting for him to give more energetic, but the way he does it, it works for him. And he has his style. He's working on his signature flow. I feel like that's the style. He doesn't need to amp up or do an over aggressive delivery because his lyrics are still there. And he's still putting it down every time. And LB is just all over the place with delivery, tone, aggression. She just knows her pocket and she displays it.
Valkyries unite. I love that bitch.
For real, Valkyrie's in the fucking building, man. Just LB has her own style, and I appreciate the hell out of it every time because she knows how to work it and how to maximize it to its complete potential. So I got nothing but love for all three of those verses. They did a great job, man, for real.
They did. All right, it's my turn. Let me see.
Lotto.
So my If You Don't Know is, am I still doing two? Should I still do
I would say do one, but if you want to do two and add it into the video,
I'll just do one, it's fine. My If You Don't Know is, his name is King P, When I See You, and it's dope. He's got bars. I played it for you yesterday. He's good, and I saw him on a Where Beef Meets Bars live edition, and there were some issues with his live. I think maybe his connection or something, but the moments where it came through clear, it was spot on.
It's hard to blame them. I understand how my niggas think. You feeling work that your daughter's 7, she has an 8. So now you back to grabbing 9, trying to fill a plate. I understand what's on your mind. You was dealt this fate. It's hard to think of my homie seeing the pearly gates.
Super dope. He was able to just off the dome fucking. It was dope. It was good. And he has a bunch of videos up right now on YouTube, and it's a bunch of freestyles and shit. The one video on YouTube where it's him at a radio station just going on, that one is pretty dope. It's fire. So yeah, When I See You, that one is my If You Don't Know. It's good. Shout out
King
to King
When
P.
I See You.
When I See You.
That's what it is. Hell yeah. Y'all already know, back to business. So we want to thank Ron Solemn. Want to thank Savior the Savior for coming through today on the chop up, building with us, letting us know about what's going on in their world. As always, want to thank them and the people they recommended to us for keeping us positive during these crazy ass times, because it's only gotten crazier in the past couple of weeks. It's not just quarantine anymore. Like Don Lemon said last night on CNN, the two big viruses that are affecting this country right now are COVID-19 and racism 20. I thought that was
because I had this whole thing for next week. This entire thing for next week.
But that's all right. But we're gonna leave it like that. We're gonna leave it like that for now. That's all I'm saying. We're gonna deep dive into it next week. Shut up. So right, as always,
wrap it
find
up.
us Lyrical Fix Pod. Lyrical Fix Pod. Catch us on Anchor, Audio Mac, Apple, Spotify. Catch us on YouTube. The lovely Sade has been providing clips for us for the past couple months. Doing good. Make sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. Keep us hot out these podcast streets. Make sure we're getting this ad money. And we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep moving. I know. Hey, it all counts though. Yeah, and I'll take those cents.
It's just stacking up.
Stacking up these cents, baby. One at a time.
1 penny at a time.
One quarter of a penny at a time.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, wait, what's small? What can be smaller than a penny? I was like, damn it.
A micro
shit.
penny. I don't know. Point
That's
is,
what I was
people's
thinking. No,
having-
I was about to say micro penny, and then you said quarter. I was like,
Micropenny.
oh, damn. I was like, I think.
No, micro penny is probably smaller than a quarter penny.
Oh, okay, micro penny.
assume
I'll
so.
take a micro penny.
Micro pennies it is. All right, man. So the micro penny crew. We doing it big. This has been episode 39 of Lyrical Fix Pod.
Wrong. Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Close. My bad. Just wait. Did you freeze? No. Come on. Come on. You don't get it. Did you freeze?
I get it. I get it.
I don't know why. I think it's just so hot. I'm like delirious at this point.
I understand what I said now, and I'm embarrassed.
It's so funny. I don't know why. Oh man.
Is this clip worthy?
I think so. At least just me laughing and be like, "Are you still there?"
And me looking at you like this.
I'm really trying not to snort.
I'm looking at you in complete disgust.
Oh my God.
Shaking my head.
I'm really trying. Okay, I have it under control. Now I'm just laughing at you. Oh, that was good. I cried a little bit. Oh shit, that was funny. Can you stop looking at me like that? Now I gotta edit all this shit out. Come on.
That's a clip. All right. So with that being said,
funny.
we will catch y'all next week. It's gonna be it's gonna be a new and improved episode. We're trying out some new things, and the audio's gonna be a lot better. Promise. So I can give you.
It sounded really amazing, but it sounded really amazing because my headphones were connected. And
I'm glad.
I thought I hit record, but I didn't.
I'm glad, buddy.
I know.
All right, well.
I had one fucking job. Anyway.
I had one fucking job. Yeah, at Kid Pro. That's They. I don't know if she's here or there, whatever.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm like trying not to laugh again. That shit was really funny.
What are we doing? This is my sense of humor. That's what makes it so dynamic.
Yeah, and you fucking just stared at me so nasty. I mean, I have somebody I can replace you with, so. All right, you guys. So Pro's mad at me right now. So yeah, that was episode 39. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to Ron Solemn and Save the Savior. My name is Sade.
You motherfucker. My name is Kid Pro.
All right, peace. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Peace. Yeah, thanks for tuning in.